Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gargano Show!
Live from the Xfinity Studio. Well, good morning. Happy Thursday to all across the Delaware Valley. This is the Anthony Gargano Show presented by the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. Nice morning. Actually, it's not as cold as it was the last couple mornings as we get ready for the Lions. Short week means another game quickly. It means we can get through the drama of the week, and it was on full display yesterday. It is mind-boggling that we have a team that is very good, that is 7-2, and yet there's this underlying drama. Now, obviously, the AJ is in full center of it all, but if you look beyond AJ, like there's something that just follows them. It's utterly bizarre. I mean, even Nick yesterday gets into it with Jeff McLean. Is this a debate? The one thing Nick said yesterday that made me laugh, there was a great line, and it made me laugh out loud, was when he said, listen, if we put a microphone and hear everything I say during the course of a game, we have problems. And I made me laugh because I'm like, yeah, like, and not everything is for public consumption, right? Like, you're in the heat of battle. You don't need to be heard when you're talking in the heat of battle. That's part of the game, right? It's part of the whole situation. My 50,000-foot view is this. There's obvious struggles with the offense. The offense has struggled throughout really this entire tenure, right? Go back to 22 when they had the great run. They go back to a great run because of the RPO game, right? Like, the one thing that Steichen did, which was really smart, was, hey, we got a weapon with Jalen's feet. So we're going to run a lot of RPO stuff. And it really, at that point, defenses hadn't adjusted, right? So you're worried about Jalen. And by the way, 22 is 3 years before all the hits and a lot of football you're playing. So you got, much more active legs. And he's so dangerous with the football. I mean, he's built like a running back. His legs are incredibly powerful. He runs like a running back. Like, he's a great runner. He's got a great sense of running with the football. He's an amazing weapon when it comes to him with his legs. So you put that with a run game, you're going to have trouble. I remember talking to Spags about that in 22, where we were looking at different things. We were talking about the Eagles. We always talk about offenses and RPO, whatever's new. And because I'm a geek, I love the chess match of it, right? I look at offense like a math equation. It's something where you look at it and you go, all right, there's space, there's time, i.e. timing, there's angles. I mean, it's math. And when you look at it when it's run correctly, I'll never forget in 04 when the Eagles got T.O., the triangle. There was a triangle. You had Donovan, who was mobile. You had Westbrook, who was electric, and you could split them out. And then you had T.O., right? And so you had this triangle offense where defenses could stop two of the three sides. They can't stop all three. Like, that's the issue. And I think in 22, you had a lot of that. In 22, man, they didn't figure it out. And then they adjust, because it's like everything else in life. Teams adjust. Defenses figure out a way. So they started crashing the edge. All right. Great year. So then what happens is the following season, which was the 10-1, and they look, again, there were times they looked really good, and there were times when stuff struggled, right? Ultimately, they didn't have the defense to figure it out. Like the defense couldn't buy the offense time, couldn't buy the offense to be in a game because the offense will look great at times. I'm going possession by possession, right? Think about, go in your mind's eye and think about an Eagles game, full game, and think about the offense. And from series to series, possession to possession, it'll change. It could look great. Like, go look at Monday night. First drive was fantastic. Forget the fumble. That stuff happens. That first drive was great. Then you had a couple other drives that were not. There's not a great consistency with the Eagles offense, and it hasn't been. It can look dynamic at times, and then it can look bad, right? Like we've seen the wide spectrum of what the Eagles offense is. So what's the reason, right? So last year, the first 4 games, they struggle, right? And then there's the bye week. And then they go, all right, well, we know who we are. We have a great O-line. We have a great running back. Let's just lean into it. And they became this dynamic downhill run team. And we all know that when you're able to run it, well, you throw off the run. Then you have Fangio come in. And Fangio matched the run game perfectly with his defense. We saw Jalen Carter emerge into a star. We saw the 2 rookies. Like, the job that Howie Roseman has done is remarkable. It really is remarkable in his drafts. And the reason why last year was last year and you didn't lose those games, even the ones that were in peril against the Rams and even the slog against Green Bay. We forget the Green Bay game was a slog. It wasn't a blowout, right? But you had Cooper and Quinion with Jalen Carter and Zach Bond. So you had playmakers on every level in defense, and that's what allowed them to win. That, and then at some point, Barkley's going to go to the house, right? He's going to hit a home run. And that was the formula. So now you go to this year, and you look at it, and they look spotty. Look real good at times. One quarter looks good. One quarter looks bad, right? Like the whole thing. The reason why I'm not worried, even with all the drama, is because their defense is really good. Their defense will keep them on a path to winning. Their defense is a Super Bowl winning defense. And that will allow. Now, the drama ensues when there's no consistency on offense. So then you have AJ doing his thing. You got, Nick being questioned. He's irritated, right? Like you have all these things about the offense. And truthfully, I'm tired of like you are. Like, do I need AJ every day? People say, and I saw a lot of comments, well, if you don't report it, it doesn't become a story. Well, how do you not report? It goes against your ethos as a journalist to not, you have to report it. Like, come on. The star receiver, it just talks every day. Do I want him to shut up as an Eagles fan? Yeah, I do. I love AJ. I do. I've always loved him. He's a great kid. I think his heart's in the right place. I don't think he's Terrell Owens. I never thought, I don't believe that. But am I fatigued by it? Just like you? Yeah. I don't want to hear that. I want to focus on 7-2, the big picture. Because the big picture is they have a chance to repeat. A very good chance. They own a tiebreaker against the Packers. They own a tiebreaker against Tampa Bay. They own a tiebreaker against the Rams. And now you got a chance to make it 4 or 5 if you include Seattle in the mix with Detroit. So if you beat Detroit Sunday night, you got a tiebreaker against them. You get the 1 seed. You're the favorite. Again, you're the favorite. All roads go through the link. All roads through South Philadelphia. So I'm with you. I don't know the answers. I mean, yeah, is the coordinator partly at fault? Without a doubt. But when you look at the tape, there's a lot of blame to go around. I don't want to get into a Jalen conversation because I think there are things that he does that are really good, right? If there's a way to get him to just get the ball out, he's going to have games like he had Monday night where he didn't play well. Like, I expect him to play great Sunday night because every time he's pushed to the brink of, wait a second, what do we got here? He has a great game. I remember the Steeler game. Uh-oh. You force him to throw. What do you got? Steelers play press man, and all of a sudden, those in cuts, he was on the money. Timing was there with A.J. Brown, right? Every time there is a question that arises with the pass game, he answers the bell because he's got winning DNA. And that's what he's about. Like, it's never going to look pretty. He'll look great at times. He'll look awful at times. But he wins. And I always go back to it. Yeah, do I love the pretty quarterback? We joke about Herbert all the time, made in a lab. There's a lot of that stuff. But ultimately, you value the win more than anything. I mean, otherwise, you got Joe Flacco thrown for 500 yards, right? Like, think about that. Think about a guy like Flacco who he's got a golden arm. He could be 80 years old and walk into a field and throw a 40-yard out. Like, that's going to be Flacco. He's got a golden arm. But does that win? No, right? Like, ultimately, you got to do more than make pretty throws. And as much as I love quarterbacks made in the lab and how it looks pretty, you want the guy that wins, right? And the truth about Jalen Hurts is that he hates to lose. Now, do I think part of the AJ shenanigans, histrionics, are pointing to that? Yeah, I do. Like, I think he does some of this on purpose to go put the pressure on the Eagles offense to execute and put the pressure on Jalen to say, bleep you, I'm going to win this with my arm, or I'm going to win it with my leg. I'm going to win it no matter what. And ultimately, I can be satiated with a W, right? Like, and that's all that matters. And this is what we got. Let's take a look at yesterday. Here is AJ yesterday.
It's not just solely about my situation. I mean, guys, like, obviously I want to win too, you know, and I think if we're really focusing on winning and doing our job, like, we can't just keep slapping the Band-Aid over the defense doing their job and getting us out of trouble. Like, at what point are we going to pick up our slack as an offense that we're so great, you know? And that's what I'm getting at. It's not about we're not winning or I don't care about winning. All I care about is stats. No, it's been week after week sometimes we're not contributing, we're not doing our job on offense. So you can't just keep slapping a Band-Aid over that and you expect to win late in the year and you think you're going to go to it at the end of the year. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, you know? And last year, what it was, thank you for the ring, but it's a new season. They adapted, we have to adapt, and we have to continue to, like, get better and try to find new ways. So that's where the frustration comes in, because it's not about winning, you guys. Like, I want to win, yes. I want to help contribute as well. Do our thing on offense as well. I think that's fair.
Go
ahead.
Do you feel like you're misunderstood in that? I
don't care if I'm misunderstood. Like, I stand up in front of it and fall on that sword over and over again. Like, it's about doing what we're supposed to be doing on offense. And if we are really in this business, we're trying to get better, we got to do what we got to do. And not just say, oh, it's about wins. So like, as long as we got the win, it's cool. No, that ain't what. No, you cannot do that. Not in this league. We got to continue to get better. We got to do what we have to do on offense to help the defense, to help the special teams.
AJ, when I asked you three more guys about the ball coming your way, you said you don't know why, but if you look at the film, look, we don't know what Jalen's directive is in the other play, but there were obvious examples where you were wide open and the ball wasn't coming to you. Is that related to whether you're the first read, or is that he's not throwing the ball at you for some reason?
I don't think that's the case at all. You know, I think certain players have different reads. You know, despite what it looks like when somebody takes a screenshot, and you can't go off that. You know, but he has certain reads. He has a lot going on in his head that he's trying to process, and then also he has pressure in his face. So, like I said, I don't know. That maybe it's a question for him or KP. Anybody, so.
AJ, with the
Last one, folks.
with the stream, you described it as venting to your friend.
I didn't.
Or I'm sorry. So I'm hearing from back here. So you said you're talking to your friend.
Yeah.
So it's in a very public setting. You know, why are you comfortable in speaking in that way? Did you think about that? Because obviously we end up in a space talking to you. Just curious why, or how you think about that.
Because after the game, I said all the right answers. I still made a story, right? You know, in that moment where I'm just talking to my friend, having fun with my friend, I'm not apologizing for that. Like I said, because if you have eyes, you can see that. And so, like, it's not that I was throwing anybody on the bus. I'm literally trying to laugh through this stuff. Like, but I'm trying to make fun of the situation and to try to get through it. So, I mean, you know, it is what it is, man.
All right.
Gallows humor at 7-2. Let's go to the voice of the fan, VG.
I love him. I love everything he said. This is what I wanted to hear. Nothing cryptic about it. Nothing weird. Just right out there, laid it on the line. And everything he said is true. And nothing he said, well, I think at the end he's being the good soldier, defending his coordinator and quarterback a little bit. I mean, it's more than just screenshots people are sharing. There's actual, like, you know, people who played the game for a while breaking down video, not just taking screenshots and they're showing you these are pre-snap reads that should be happening and they're not happening.
Right.
So I think he did everything you could ask for. And I think he's a great, listen, I love to tweak you. The chat loves me when I tweak you. He's a great tweaker. He tweaks Jalen Hurts. And I think you said, like, Detroit plays a lot of more man than anyone in the NFL. This is a game where he's tweaked them. He's going to come out with a fire.
I do. I think he has a great game. Like, I think he throws for 260, 3 touchdowns. Like, I could see, I think they're going to win Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to have a great game Sunday night. I could, you know, I could, this is the type of thing. And I do believe that AJ's histrionics are for that.
Yeah.
Because he does know, like, listen, you can't have these spells in the playoffs, like, against the Rams. Like, they were close. Like, that game was not, a couple things went their way, and that's with an A Barkley and, like, an A-list running game.
Yeah. You need a big place from your defense at the end.
Right. Like, you got to be able to get the pass game right, and really a whole thing. You're not going to replicate last year in the run game, but you got to get this offense back to consistency.
Yeah, and how can you argue when he's saying, hey, the defense is doing their job? We're not. I'm not contributing. We're not contributing. We're not holding up our end of the bargain here, and it's not fair to the defense. There's a reason he's a captain. I mean, even after the drama last year, you still got to see it. Like, he knows what he's doing. He's very contrived with this. And he was just hanging out with his boy, and he was like,
right.
It's funny. He's like, oh, man, look at my stats on Madden. This is as good a guess for me. I got to do Madden stats. And if you got me in fantasy, drop me.
Yeah.
Like,
it was hysterical.
Yeah.
It was hysterical, but it's gallows humor. Here's the thing. You got a guy on one of the best teams in the entire NFL on Twitch telling people to drop on fantasy. Like, it's the theater of the absurd, right? Like if you're 2-7, you expect that.
Right.
But you don't expect it at 7-2 when you're the defending champs.
No, how you make it out. It's
like the big picture of it. Like, I also get it. Let me ask you a question, because this is a media question. So, like, you know, yesterday, Jeff McLean gets painted as the villain because he's pressing Sirianni.
Yeah.
And Sirianni's like, what's this, a debate? Well, it's not the media's job to ignore a story. Like, the AJ is a story. Like, how are you supposed to not do that? Like, I see it with chat or comments. Like, if you don't cover it, it won't be a thing. Well, you have to cover it. It's part of the landscape.
Yeah, I thought Nick was a little out of line with Jeff. It's a fair question. You got a star receiver. He's a top 5 receiver in football. and it takes you like 3 quarters to get him his third target is the end of the game.
Right.
Like, how's that happening?
Yeah, forget about
That's a question the fans want to know.
About going rogue on the lane. Who cares, right? Like to me, I'll be honest with you. To me, the big question was, dude, punt the freaking ball.
Well, he had a run play called. He's saying, why? Why do you have a run play called?
I just don't understand that he didn't even think about punting the ball.
That's the more like concerning issue of last weekend and this week is that theory. And also the fans want to know why. Why does it take AJ Brown? He gets 2 early targets and then his third's the final drive, final play.
Yeah.
Like that's a fair question.
Yeah. It's wild. It's amazing. They are the most entertaining team ever in the history of.
I love it. I'm here for it. I mean, it'd be so boring if they're just 7-2 and rolling.
Yeah,
get a little sprinkle.
Part of me, I can garner my fun through football, but I'm a loser, right? Like I love this.
Well, you're a scheme head. All right, I can only do so much scheme. Give me a little drama mixed in.
Yeah, I got you.
Drama.
I mean, I believe it.
It's a little fun for me.
Like I geek out in it. Like I'm so interested in it. Like I watch these games and I watch like college and high school games and I just love. I love the X and O of it. It's like a chess match. I've always looked at it like, it's a strategy game.
Well, that's what it is. I mean, Dan Campbell was making comments how tough Fangio's system is to play against offensively, and he's going to spend all week trying to figure out how to screw up Vic a little bit. And I'm curious to see.
Can I just say one thing? Thank God for Fangio. All right? Okay, because without Fangio, we don't win last year. And again, I mean, Howie gives them the players too. So I don't want to lose. I don't want to leave Howie out of it. But thank God for Fangio, where this year would be a disaster. Last year we wouldn't have won. With that defense, and Fangio does help bring the Bourne thing, and he made Bourne into this star linebacker, right? Like he sees. He's a brilliant coach, and you saw without him, they're a one-trick pony. Without
I was here,
right? And in 22 is a different story, right?
Yeah,
well,
there's an adult in the building.
Yeah,
he's going to make sure it doesn't go haywire.
Anyway, we got lots to get to. A lot of fun, man. I don't know.
They are the most perplexing 7-2
ever.
Yeah.
Coming up, we go to the editor's desk. Pat McLoone, and then the hometown hero, Kevin Negandhi. Charlie O to talk about the Flyers last night. McJesus. Boys, we got a goaltender.
Look like it.
Boys and girls, we got a goaltender. Vladar was spectacular last night, keeping them in the game against that powerhouse team. And Meatskov getting hot, so that's a good sign. And then the Geek to help us with fantasy.
Need some help.
All right?
Yeah.
That's the story of today on this Thursday. Let's take care of some business, and then we'll kick it off with Pat McLoone. All right. Let's talk about Cherry Hill Jeep. Listen, Cherry Hill Jeep has been the leader in selling Jeeps and Ram trucks since 1967. Cherry Hill Jeep is a folk auto dealership, all right? Big deal. All right. They are a big deal. And they got great deals for you, including the True Zero offer. What's that? 0 down payment, 0 first month payment, 0 security deposit. Slide into a 2025 Jeep Wrangler this month for $289 a month. Every Wrangler delivers strong drivetrains, innovative engineering, quality components that underpin this icon's legendary heritage. Tooch has a Wrangler. Sharp one. Or you can pull away the most luxurious and functional SUV, the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo, also included in the True Zero offer. Drive home your new Jeep or Ram truck today. You got to go online, cherryhilljeep.com, to check it all out. Go see my man Dante. He runs the dealership. Dante's a great dude, all right? Tell him I sent you, and you get the Cuz discount. It'll be a big deal, all right? Trust me. You also get an additional $1,000 for your trade-in. Go talk to him. Tell him I sent you. All right? I know people buy Jeeps and Ram trucks elsewhere. I just don't know why.
Holiday steals are here at Ashley. It's the perfect time to get your home ready for the big season and to save big. You know, they got stunning dining room sets for all your holiday feasts and super cozy sectionals, perfect for movie nights on this cold weather and brisk air outside. You get your house nice and cozy. With a sectional from Ashley, they got everything you need to make the season magical. And the more you shop, the more you save with up to 25% off store-wide. Or you can take advantage of their special financing with 5 years, 0 interest. 5 years, 0 interest. Can't beat it. Discover great deals in-store and online only at Ashley.
Ashley. All right, time now to go to the editor's desk. Joining us on the Xfinity mobile call-in line, Pat McLoone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
This just in, ladies and gentlemen, and all the ships at sea. It's time for headlines from the editor's desk with Pat McLoone.
There he is. Good morning.
How are you, boys? How are you?
What's up, Pat?
Good
There's
to
a
see
nip
you,
in
buddy.
the air, and VG's got his pen gear on, and we're approaching the holiday season.
Love the holiday season. Wednesday before Thanksgiving and December 22nd. Mark those 2 dates. They are Reading terminal dates. All right?
Yes.
So you need to be there with Guinness in hand, pint in hand. All right?
Post game at Molly McGuire's.
That's it.
Yeah.
Molly
Yeah.
Malloy's.
Yes, that's it.
That's it. My man, put your fan hat and your editor hat on. Go one to the other. AJ Brown.
Well, I mean, I can't pretend to really know what's in his head. That's for sure. There's part of me that wishes that he would do a lot of that stuff off to the side and go in and maybe give Sirianni an earful or Jalen an earful, because it becomes ponderous. But you can't argue with the fact that he's a gigantic weapon that's being underutilized, and you also can't argue with the fact that our friend Mike Sealski, I thought, hit one out of the park yesterday, talking about how Eagles fans might not understand how good they have it during these days, so there's also part of me that thinks that when all the winning and all is going on, that you're looking for something. And I wouldn't mind the AJ thing if it popped up this week, but it just pops up every week. And I get why it does. I get why everybody goes to talk to him. I hate when people say that the reporters shouldn't be doing their job. But I would love for it to get resolved with him rolling up 100 catch games in a row and maybe put it in the past. But I don't know that that's going to happen.
So I think the real issue is this is an offense with a great O-line, as banged up as it is this year. It's not as good as it was last year, but we know how good it is. With a Super Bowl MVP quarterback, 2 elite receivers, a very good tight end, and Saquon Barkley. And the offense is spotty and inconsistent. They have the most money spent on that side of the ball in the entire league, and yet there's no modicum of consistency. And I think it perplexes everyone, including those in NovaCare.
Yeah, and that's one of the 5 headlines, too, with the Eagles is that, yeah, you're 7-2, but there's just a real mystery about this team. I mean, the highs and lows are just incredible. I mean, leading the league in 3 and outs, that seems impossible.
Yeah. Let's go to it. Since we're talking about it, let's go to that headline, Andrew.
Okay. And the headline on that Eagles one is "This team can be mysterious." And it's, there's a lot going on that's great. I thought your opening comments were right on the mark that somebody trotted out that somebody on the team said to them that this feels a lot like it did in 2023. But I think that you have the trump card on that, Anthony. It's too good of a defense for this thing to totally fall apart. I mean, they just did win a big game 10-7. They won a game where the offense was really sputtering because they couldn't have done that in 2023. But keeping Sealski's thought in mind that I'm very happy that they're 7-2, there's mystery about it. There's mystery that they have these 3 and outs. There's also mystery that the same guy that goes for it 4th and 1 in that late thing where that's the time to play it by the book is the same guy whose offense it's not even Saquon, it's Will Shipley 3 times in a row on like 3rd and 12s. Late in the game, they get one to Devontae, but it's just kind of schizophrenic. I don't see any of that schizophrenia on defense. I mean, the defense, they can get beat. I'll tell you one thing in the league that I don't get at all, Anthony. I don't get why the Eagles don't take more deep shots, and I really don't get why opponents don't take deep shots against the Eagles. The Eagles are a hard team to play against, but when you're taking deep shots, anything can happen from the cornerback falling down to a blown assignment to pass interference. And, teams are not taking shots against the Eagles. And I still think, what do you guys think? Do you think that those long passes to Devontae and the stuff that has been successful for long touchdowns wouldn't be as successful if they took a few more shots a game?
No, I'm with you. I think you need to take deep shots. I think you need to take more of them. I think that one of the reasons why teams don't do it as much against the Eagles is the pass rush, right? Like, it does take some time. I saw Green Bay had a couple dialed up that got blown up front. So, I think you're right. I think you need to take more deep shots. And yeah, if I was going against the Eagles, yeah, I would certainly do that. The Eagles, think about it, right? They have one weak spot, and it's CB2. And that's where I would attack all day long.
And the other thing that's kind of schizophrenic is I feel like the Eagles, more than any other team in the league, Saquon's getting knocked 3 and 4 yards behind the line so often. One of the reasons they do these 3 and outs is they start at 2nd and 14 a lot. And with that O-line and whatever, I could understand if Saquon's not getting 6 yards a clip, but that run that he goes for 6 yards last year is only 3 this year. But what I don't get is that run can be -3 at times.
So inside zone is not working, right? Like they're getting blown up inside zone.
Absolutely.
I want more toss crack, right? Like go old school, right? Hey, give me a lead blocker. They line up with an H-back, right? So get that formation, get me to the outside, man. Give Saquon some momentum going downhill, and not with that middle. When you run that zone read in the middle, it's just it's late. It's slow developing.
Absolutely. I totally agree. And when you run those plays, that's when Stoutland has these interesting pulling things and stuff that the line does with different stunts that you get different people out there. And it opens you up to be running behind Mulata or Lane Johnson rather as trying to hit a hole with Brett Toth and Tyler Steen.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. All right. What else we got, baby boy?
All right. We also have Eagles-Lions, the art of the catch, Sixers-Flyers, and sudden firings. We've got an eclectic mix today.
Oh, I like
it. All over the place.
What do you think, VG? I'm going to go sudden firings.
Yeah, I'd like to go there.
That's
all right,
that's a good
firing.
one. This is like a Jeopardy game.
Yes, it does feel like that.
I love it. Pat, give me sudden firings for 1,000.
Sudden firings for 1,000, Anthony. And the headline here is when the axe falls quickly. It struck me this week, and we trotted out a good Daily News front page there, that when Daboll gets fired, when Nico Harrison finally pays for the ridiculous Luka Doncic trade, that these are like thunderbolts. And you also have all the college football firings. And they're like thunderbolts in the news. And it made me realize that we've been pretty blessed in Philadelphia that not much of that has happened lately. I mean, Chip Kelly's firing blew me away at the time. Not so much that it happened, but when it happened, they didn't give him the end of the season. With the Phillies, Girardi got sent packing. Ryan Sandberg got sent packing. And I go back to, I don't even remember this. One year, Charlie didn't finish the season. Do you remember when he left and Sandberg took over? Was it for health reasons or?
No. He got fired. He got fired. That was the day where he walks out with the Wawa bag.
It's like one of the saddest photos ever.
He's got the Wawa bag. And I remember being crestfallen.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't believe it that they had done it. And it wasn't his fault, man. He had in his words, he had a bunch of leprechauns. And
right.
I remember that day, man. He and I were doing a show at Ponzio's. Me, him, and Glenn were doing a show at Ponzio's. He still showed up to do the show.
Unbelievable.
Oh, man. After you got fired?
Yep.
That's class, man. And, I'm just stunned with that I didn't remember all that much about it. And B, that why wouldn't you have let him finish the season? They weren't, they were on the tail end of a run. They were just not doing it. Let him go out with his head held high. That's a little weak on their part. You would think that, Tortorella got it last year. Everybody knew that was coming. But as violent as the Sixers are, you got to go back to 2008 when Mo Cheeks got it. They were 9-14, and they replaced him with Tony DeLeo, which was to say that, they didn't really have a great thing in mind. Tony was a local basketball guy, but wasn't going to be a head coach oh my God. How about the fast hands of Andrew Frazier there? Yeah,
Good
that
job,
brings
Angel.
a lot of memory back there, Anthony. I should have remembered that.
Yeah, it's a sad photo.
Yeah. The Wawa bag. I'll never forget it. Never forget it. Crazy.
But now there's a big frenzy in New York. Steve Serby's got a column in your old paper that don't say no to Belichick, and please say yes to Belichick. Please, please, please.
I want to see that so bad. Although I will say this, quietly, he's got them playing pretty good football. They were a disaster, and now all of a sudden they're winning games and they're playing buttoned-up football, and they don't have a lot of talent.
Right. Yeah. But overall, it's been a giant flop. But, he's, I guess it's, now that he's had
I love when your fan comes out. Like if I said to you, Pat, it's going to take, in college, you just can't go to a place like North Carolina and win in your first year. Like you're not going to do that.
Unless you're God.
Right.
But God apparently didn't get it done here. Yeah.
You're the greatest, man.
Man.
Here's the beauty of you. You are the greatest newsman. I've learned more about journalism in my life from you more than anybody. All the editors I've had, right? And I never even really worked for you, right? And I've learned more from you than anyone. But you do have a strong fan side. And I love your fan side is the best.
Hey, and God bless you for this weekly opportunity, Ant. It's been bottled up all these years.
I love it.
41 years of it being bottled up, and now it's coming out. It's just spewing out. And while we have the floor on our club, I think Kirk Herbstreit's great. But I said at the time when the Giants beat the Eagles, Herbstreit said the comment, well, everybody knew this team was going to be good. We're just surprised they're this good this fast. Well, you know what they are? They're 2-8. Because we both talked about them. What's he talking about? And I said, this is a 6-win team at best. That's going to be a carnival if they get up to 6 wins. They're not even going to get the 6 wins over there.
You know what's wild, too, is that I like Dable, right? Like, I remember thinking when Dable was in Buffalo, and I talked to McDermott about him, and think pretty sharp guy, and I always thought it was the GM's fault, right? What I was watching, what he was doing with Jackson Dart was egregious. That kid is in concussion protocol every week, and you still are running quarterback draws. It's unbelievable how you would put him in harm's way.
When you want to show that calm presence when you're a head coach, this guy's jumping into the tent to drag him out of the tent. I never saw that by anybody.
No.
That's wild. That's crazy behavior. Yeah.
It really is. Like, you finally get a franchise quarterback. You know this year's a dead year. Why would you call that stuff? I know you don't have any weapons. Like, what are you, nuts? Like, again, you wonder why, if I'm them, I start Winston the rest of the year. Like, I don't even pull Jackson out of it. Like, don't put him in this situation. You got a quarterback now. Treat him with care.
I was with a Giants fan last night at the Flyers game, and he was like, he does not want to see Jackson Dart the rest of the season. There's just no reason to play him. So they're agreeing with you.
Absolutely. Yep. So maybe Herd Street was a little.
Nah, you're right. You're right, buddy. The openings are wild. Like, the amount of jobs, and there's not enough good coaches to fill them.
Yeah, when Penn State got rid of Franklin, there was, the world was their oyster, but now it's going to be a free-for-all for the guys that everybody wants.
How rich will Lane Kiffin become?
It's exactly what I was going to say next, Anthony. That guy could just sit back, and the worst possible thing that can happen is that every dollar in the state of Mississippi is going to get pulled out and given to him.
I'm sorry. You guys want schools? Nah, we got to pay Lane.
Right.
Sorry.
That's right.
You want computers? Yes. Nah, they got to go to Lane.
All that talk about paving the roads? Nah, we got to pay Lane. Yeah.
I'll tell you another guy who, who should become a wealthy man and get one of the biggest jobs is Kingsbury.
I agree.
Yes. Yeah.
That would be my number one choice. Like, if I was the Giants, I would go after Kingsbury.
Yeah, or some offensive mind that's going to be able to build it around Dart. Yeah,
I'm a Kingsbury fan. I think he's really good.
I like him, and it seems to be, this happens so often where they fail their first time, give him a couple years, figure out what they did.
He's sharp, man. He's a good mind.
Yes. He's kind of
That's very true. Yeah, that Jonathan Gannon's not getting it done over there. Kingsbury had a tough, that's a tough opening act for anybody.
Yeah, I mean, you got the kid who wants to play video games and not play quarterback.
Right. Exactly. And now the other thing is, if you talk about, on the other side of the ball, your guy's name's coming up a lot. And some people say that maybe Spags doesn't need that aggravation, that he wouldn't be looking for another head job. But that's another, you got a real.
So he's interested. I'll tell you, he's not interested in college, but he's interested in an NFL job.
Yeah, because the Giants, you hear his name coming up there. That would be they become an immediate professional organization.
Yes,
if he's in there. Yeah.
Yes, I'm completely with you. Speaking of video games, I have to deviate for 1 second. I lost it last night on Massimo because I come upstairs from watching the Flyers game.
You were testy yesterday,
right? I was testy yesterday. And I come upstairs, and it's 10 of 11. And I lock the doors, right? I do the whole, thing. I come up, and I see the glow of the lights in his room under the door. So I go in to open it, and the door's locked.
Is that right? No?
Oh, no locked doors in my house. I told him, I will take this mother-effing door off the hinges. But worse, I will break it down. I go, dude, if you don't open this door in 3 seconds, I'm busting in. I'm going to break the door. Then I hear my wife, don't you break that door. I go, I'm breaking the door. You better open the door now. And I hear the chair of the gaming chair squeak. And then he comes over. And goes, why? He goes, why? I go, it's 11 o'clock on a school night. I'm going to take that game and I'm going to donate it. All right? I wasn't playing it. All right. I can see the glow. Stop. What am I, an idiot? So, let me ask you a question. So we got in this argument about locked doors. I don't want any locked doors in I respect your privacy up until a point. Don't lock the door.
I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you.
Okay, good.
No question about it.
All right.
It's good advice. I had a lock on my door. See what happens?
That would scare me.
Yes. You don't want the locks on your kids' doors.
We were this close to being without you today because you could have Gargano frozen shoulder or something. You would have put a shoulder into the door, that thing would have went down, and you would have probably been aching today.
Nah, I can handle the door.
You was hammer like good cop, bad cop. I'm going to break it down. How would you break it down? You guys
just didn't want the door to be busted.
You can't lock the door.
No.
You can close the door, respect the closed door, but don't lock.
It's not a steel door either. Like, I can go through that thing like Jalen Carter.
It's flimsy wood.
You know, like the Kool-Aid man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. I digress. I just wanted to get the parenting advice from Pat as a great dad. All right. Let's go Sixers Flyers.
Okay. And our headline on this is Together at Last. And my question to the two of you is, the Sixers and Flyers have not been in the playoffs together in 7 years. Could this be the year they both make it? And who's more likely to do it? You know, if the season ended today, they're both in. They're both in.
Why? I didn't think about
very
that.
Cool. That makes for a great sports deal when those two teams are in down the road.
It's so much fun because it's staggered, right? Like one night it's Flyers and the next night it's Sixers, and you're down there, block parties, the weather's nice. Like, it's a great time. I'm with you.
Yeah, and VG, you were at the game last night. The Flyers are doing okay, but I do feel like we talked a week or two ago about that big run they're having of home games, and that's starting to come to an end. And I'm not sure that I am sure that they haven't taken full advantage of it, but I feel like they could have it might bite them that they didn't do a little better during this run.
Hey, you know, Pat, and I kind of feel like I don't think that in-game experience is as good as it can be down there. The crowd's a little flat. It was pretty good game last night. It's 1-1 against the Oilers. Vladar's having a great game. There's something off. I think like they got to up it a little. The music selection needs to be a little better down there. It just felt like, me and my buddy were talking. We're like, they need to do a little more down here to get it. It doesn't have to be like the Sixers where every minute there's something going on and flying around and noise and stuff. But they could increase the in-game experience a little bit to give them a little more of a home ice advantage, I think.
Well, you look at that graphic was interesting. Their record's better than the Oilers. And we know they're light years away from the Oilers, but, you know, they have one less loss than the
Oilers just came off 3 straight losses. I think they lost 9-1 over the weekend.
Yeah.
They have the same problem every year, goaltending. They come back again with Skinner.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing.
Now, Vladar's legit.
He kept them in the game last night.
But to answer your question, Sixers, I mean, I would be crushed if the Sixers didn't make the playoffs. In that East?
Yeah, one of the reasons that you think they can is how bad the Eastern Conference is.
Right.
I'll tell you how bad it is. The Pistons are atop it right now. You got to be kidding me. Now, they're young.
That Cunningham's legit, though, man. He's a player. I love watching him play ball.
How about him scoring 46 the other night, with the most missed shots in a game since Rick Barry.
Really? Oh, man, I didn't see that. That's great.
Cunningham goes 14 for 45 from the floor.
He shot
31
shots.
Shots. 31
That's
shots.
comical.
The last time that happened was Rick Barry went 17 for 50 from the floor in a game.
And
I didn't really sat down to hear
if he took 31 shots, that's a lot, but he missed 31.
That's unbelievable. Oh, my God.
Shooter, shoot.
Shooter, shoot. That's unbelievable.
He got a triple-double in the game, but the question is, how many of those rebounds were him following up his shots that clanged off the rim? But our issue with the Pistons being at the top is we can't have Tobias Harris trotting around with a smile on his face.
No. The
so
NBA's wild. The NBA. Did you see the other night Sam Merrill from the Cavaliers took 16 threes? Sam Merrill took
who?
Right? Took 16 threes.
Where's Sam Merrill from?
He was right. Yes. That's a guy that I wouldn't have thought took 16 threes in his career in one game.
In one game.
Well, I mean, his nickname is Money Merrill.
The other day, and he said, "When do you ever see a game where there's more threes taken than twos?" And I said, "That's becoming the norm." To be honest with you.
Yeah.
He was the last pick of the 2020 NBA draft, and his nickname's Money Merrill.
Yeah.
Money Merrill. Oh, yeah.
Money Merrill. Classic.
The four of us couldn't have picked him out of a lineup, and now they call him Money Merrill. Yeah. But, Jackson Dart and Jared McCain have something in common. There is a school of thought that says that McCain shouldn't be played until that brace comes off him because he's really dragging something around. And I think there's a little bit to be said for that.
I agree.
He's got himself, you know?
Yeah, I agree. He's got to work his way back in.
But when you're trotting out, and I know that you talked about Edgecombe, hitting a little bit of a wall, being a little tired. But if you're trotting out Maxey, Edgecombe, McCain, Grimes, it's pretty athletic. And you can get up and down the floor with them. You get a guy like Watford throwing passes inside. And, it's fun ball at times. It really is.
I agree. Well, here's the question. Will we ever see Paul George?
That is the question. I mean, I try to be a big boy about it, but I already have no time for that guy. I know. I have no time for him. You would think there would be, just as a person being a man of character, being given that amount of money, you would think there would be some sense of urgency, but there doesn't seem to be any. Now, I want the guy to come back fully healthy. I really do. But really, will we ever see the guy?
I mean,
somebody may think, you ever hear of a guy that can play 5-5 full court practice every day, but can't play in the games? It's really puzzling.
I'm cool if we don't see him till Christmas. We need him healthy.
Whatever. I just go, come on, dude. You can tell me, he's got to strengthen the quad around his knee. Stop. That's what's called rehab. All right? Should have been already strengthened. What are we waiting for here, fellas?
Yeah, and that's one of my pet peeves that came up with Harper. And God, I don't ever want to compare those two guys. But to me, one of the issues with George, and maybe it was a tweak or something, but it seemed to me that they announced about 8 weeks before the season he was getting another surgery. And, I'm all about cleaning yourself up once the season's over. I think that was one of the issues with Bryce Harper last year.
Yeah.
He had the wrist, and he thought that rest would do it, and it didn't. I would have preferred the day after the season he got the wrist taken care of.
Yeah.
And if George was in that kind of position after the season to get it cleaned out and be ready for the beginning of the season, I would have preferred that too.
Hey, Pat, speaking of Bryce, the ditch story, like this idea that because he spoke to the commissioner that way and it was reported that one of the assistant commissioners said, "Hey, that's how you wind up in a ditch." I got to tell you, I got a problem with that. I got a like that's got to be a bigger story.
Yeah, and there have been commissioners over the years that could have put the fear of God in you like that. David Stern comes to mind. But, if they were putting him in a ditch, Bryce Harper, he'd get out of the ditch with a shovel and smack 3 or 4 of those clowns on the head.
Exactly.
Rob Manfredi and his henchmen. Okay. Yeah, that's great. That's just, you're right to have a problem with it. That's just goofy talk out of an organization like that.
Like, what are we talking about? Like, you're an assistant commissioner? You're saying you're threatening Bryce Harper? Why you wind up in a ditch? All of a sudden, you're going Tony Soprano? Like, what are you, nuts?
The stars of the game.
You're like, it's Bryce Harper, dude. Like, I got no problem with you saying, hey, that's uncalled for, disrespectful. Right. Like, whatever. But don't give me you want to wind up in a ditch.
Where does that even like?
Yeah, the guy that said that on it, he ought to get on LinkedIn or something and get a job as the head accountant in El Paso or something like that.
Really?
Stop. Act like an assistant commissioner. Act like you've been there before, pal. Ridiculous.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's say the Eagles-Lions for last.
Okay. Well, this is another one that's kind of a bit of it's off the news, so that therefore it's warranted by the editor's desk. This one is called The Art of the Catch. And it struck me, I was actually in a car when I heard listening to Penn State, Indiana. But then when I saw the replay, this is the catch that beat Penn State. And remember, as he's doing that, he somehow has his feet in mind where his foot's going to land. And the play before it was an similarly outrageous catch on the sideline. And it brought up this thing that I wanted the three of us to kick around for a second. Anthony, you probably get pushback from your kids. I get it from mine. VG hears it from the young guys that he hangs out, as young in spirit as VG is. I get that there's talk about the difference in the generations. And I think my sons respect the office, that I know something because of what I did. But we get in a lot of arguments about, that was back in the day. They couldn't hold a candle. A lot of it is Wilt related because I'm like the most fierce defender of Wilt of all time. And I get some of that. But there's some things that over the years, I believe are so much better that when you and I were playing, and one of them is the art of the catch. The catches these guys make today,
ridiculous,
level, are amazing. Jerry Rice did not make catches like that.
No.
Biletnikoff had Stickum, and he still didn't make catches like that. It's really incredible what these guys are doing, especially when you involve the tightrope aspect of it, and in the NFL, getting 2 feet down. It really has evolved to the point that it's really remarkable. And I'm amazed every time I see it, but it's fairly commonplace.
No, that's a great take. Great take. The receivers, the hands, the catches, what? It's not even close.
How many one-handed catches do you see now?
And you see it in college, too. Like, I saw it in high school. There's a kid at St. Augustine. He's a freshman. This kid made a catch. I was doing the chains. This kid makes a catch, one-handed toe tap in the end zone, corner of the end zone. I was like, wow, I wanted to go sign him up. Like, it was unbelievable. These kids are incredibly athletic today.
It is. And the one that really was in the vanguard that kind of shepherded in this whole thing was the Monday night OJB catch for the touchdown, the one-handed one. That, I remember the whole world being shocked that he caught that. But you see catches like that from high school to the pros all the time now. And it really, really is remarkable. So score one for the younger generation. Yeah, they have that over back in our day.
Definitely. That 3-point range.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm amazed at how simple some of those guys can make that shot.
Yep.
It's not a simple shot.
Yep.
But some of these guys do it, and and the guys that can do jump shots from that way, it's a tough. You got to be really strong and have great legs to shoot a jump shot from that distance.
That's right. That's right.
These guys, they really can do it.
All right, last one, because we got Kevin coming up. We got
there he goes.
Eagles Lions.
There he goes. And the headline on that is Lion Tamers. As I see Kevin sitting down, I had brunch in Phoenixville on Sunday. I wanted to see how that town's come along. They've really developed it. And I didn't catch every nook and cranny, but I didn't see any statues there, Kevin. And I don't know. That doesn't seem right. Somebody's got to get cracking to get that going up there. But
yeah, we need a statue of Kevin.
I agree.
Like Phoenix, you're right. I got my buddy Vinny lives out there. It's so nice. The downtown.
Do they have like a little park downtown that we can put a statue in?
Get the Kevin statue going.
Yeah. I'm telling you, that is not the same town that Kevin was running around in when he was 15 or 16 up there. It's really, really a cool. I've been asking to do it for a while, and the lure of the brunch got Tracy to go up, and we had went to a great spot and all. But yep, it's thriving up there.
It is unbelievable, Pat. Like you got it right. When I was running around in the early '90s at the Colonial and getting in for $2.50 for a ticket and then just roaming the streets like the hoodlum I thought I was. Like it's completely different. Dramatically different, and I'm really proud of the way it's gone. It's there are moments I'll go back. My brother still lives there. There are moments I'll go back and I'm just like, if this was the way it was when I was growing up, man, I don't think I'd ever leave. That's how amazing Phoenixville has blossomed. And I'm glad you had a good experience. And by the way, there is a park. It's called Reeves Park. And, it's right across the Phoenixville Library. And I love that area. That's kind of,
There's perfect spot for the Negandhi statue.
Yes. I'm looking at it right now. It is perfect.
That's right. Those birds ought to be perching on the Negandhi statue this time next year.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Good to see you, Pat.
All right. Pat, hit us with the Eagles Lions.
Well, we got Lion Chambers.
I want Kevin to chime in here.
You've got the good man. You got the good man there, and I'm going to do it. It's a gigantic game on Sunday. It really is. I thought all along they might split, and they still might. But if the Eagles get this game, they'd be 2 games up now on the Packers, the Lions, the Rams, and the Bucks. It's just a huge chance. And don't you feel like don't you feel like the Eagles play the Lions less than any team in the NFC?
Yes.
I just feel like it doesn't happen very often. And, Goff was asked. Goff came in with the Rams. He's never been here. They opened up against the Rams one year. We remember the Snow Bowl where Shady, but that was 2013. He ran for 217 yards. And this goes way back, Anthony. And I want to ask you if you remember this one, VG. The Eagles played the Lions once in the playoffs. What do you remember about that one, Anthony?
That was what is it, 54? It was 19. It was Ray Rhodes, and the week after they lost to the Cowboys, they got blown out by Dallas. The week after, it was on New Year's Eve day.
Very good. 95. We watched it at Alma Street, Jay Barrett's house in Oxford Hill, Oxford Circle. 58 to 37.
Yeah.
At one point, they were up 51-7. And what was the bulletin board material going into that game?
That I forget.
The Lions had a tackle, a really good tackle, a Pro Bowl tackle named Lomas Brown.
Oh, yeah.
And old Lomas in the locker room guaranteed that they were going to beat the Eagles.
Wow, Lomas Brown guaranteed it?
The Lomas Brown the Lomas Brown guarantee, and that did not go well.
Wow.
So I just wanted to bring you back on that a little bit. I do not think this will be a 10-7 game on Sunday. They better have a sharp offense, because talk about weapons. They got 2 running backs. Laporte is a good tight end. They got good receivers, and a fair. I don't think their defense is as good as the Packers, so there's opportunity there. But pulling this off would be just tremendous. And Kevin can tell you whether he thinks that's going to happen.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I got a feeling Hurts is going to have a big game. It feels like every time he struggles and then there's things start to bubble up, then he comes back and answers it with a big game.
What was unfortunate on Monday night was the play he fumbled on was an absolutely perfect play call.
It was.
Perfect play call at that point of the drive, But, you can't knock him for that, and nobody really did. The turnovers, they just remain unbelievable on that.
Nah, you're right on, brother. Pat, you're the best. We love you, buddy.
Good to see you.
Okay, boys. Enjoy it. I'll be listening. Take care now.
There he is, the editor, Pat McLoone. And our hometown hero needs his introduction. We can't just go right into it. He needs his introduction on the Xfinity mobile call-in line, Kevin Negandhi. Hometown hero from program. The computer program.
Technology stinks.
Hometown hero, hometown hero, Kevin Negandhi, from Temple to ESPN.
There it is. I have to get that. I love that one. What do you say, brother? How was your week?
Week was good. Yeah, week was good. Monday was frustrating, I think, for a lot of people. I know Pat brought up the last comment he made about the turnover. I think after that turnover, Jalen decided we're going conservative the rest of the way. I'm not going to take any risks or take any chances. I think that's how the play calling played out, frustrating as it is. And listen, I think you brought up a great point, and we'll talk a little bit more about the Lions. The Packers defense is fantastic, fantastic. So I think if we could have that perspective that a win is a win. I'm losing my mind on some of the play calling.
To give up plays. Oof.
On the 3rd and longs, especially when you have Devontae and AJ,
Horrible.
and you're not even attempting it, and Goddard across the middle. That's frustrating. But I think their whole thing was protect the football. Let's just find a way to protect the football the rest of the way. And, it could have blown up in his face. It could have blown up in Nick's face more than anything else. But they find a way. I do find it interesting, too, how you anticipate that Jalen will have a good game. I have never thought about that, but you're right. When everybody doubts Jalen and his back is against the wall, he'll put up a 300-plus yard game, 3 total touchdowns, and then have a one-liner for the media. And it's kind of sharp-tongued, witted with, hey, what were you guys saying about me kind of thing. Here's the thing about this game, though. I wish we had last year's offensive line coming into this game, because the physicality that the Lions will try to impose on us because of that head coach.
Yeah.
You don't think he's stressing to his whole team about this team is tougher than you. They're going to punch you in the face. And I think that's what they're stressing constantly. And you can see there, the dam has got little holes there on the line. We are cracking a little bit in the penalties, but it just hasn't been the same. Lane's beat up. Juergens has been beat up. Dickerson's been beat up. those small little things are starting to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you see the domino effect where our guy, everybody says, oh, how come he can't run him? There are no holes there. You put him in space and he's going to find a way. I mean, look at what he did on the screen pass with Saquon. So to me, it's more like, hey, why don't you find a way to get him on a screen pass in open space?
And that was a check down. Like, imagine a check down, and he does that spin move, and that's your biggest play of the game on a check down.
Because he's one-on-one, right? He's one-on-one in open space. And I'll take Saquon every day of the week.
Yeah.
So that's the frustrating part. This game will come down to one thing, I think. The Lions' offensive line against the defensive front. Because if you pressure Jared Goff, you will win the game. I think Jared's a really good quarterback, super accurate. But when Jared has time, holy cow, you're in trouble. So this will come down to Vic's game plan. And does Jared Goff do those, drop back, hey, screen game to Jahmyr Gibbs, and does Jahmyr eat the second line of that defense up? Bond's going to have to step up and have a big day. I think Bond's going to be all over the field. I think a guy like Cooper's going to be all over the field. Hopefully that helps this team on Sunday night.
Well, to your point, you got to stop the run, all right? Yeah. Gibbs is the best running back in football. I say that no matter, I don't care anybody. I'll take Gibbs over all of them. He's a great pass catcher out of the backfield. But between him and Montgomery, that's the secret of their offense. Their offense is, and I love Jameson Williams and St. Brown and Laporta, but it all comes off of play action. And if you stop Gibbs, like the Vikings stopped Gibbs, you force Goff to throw, to your point, that's how you beat him.
It's a mirror of the Eagles. It's plain and simple. We're watching a mirror of the Eagles. If you stop the running game, then, because, listen, they have two fantastic pass catchers and a tight end. Guess what? The Eagles have the same.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we have the premier back who ran for over 2,000 yards. The one thing the Lions do so well, and I brought it up again, they get Jahmyr Gibbs the ball in open space.
Yes.
How the old Andy Reid, like a screen pass is just like a run to Westbrook, right? It's just a dump off. Let's see what you can do. They don't do that enough in this Eagles offense.
No, I don't know why. They tried a couple. Remember the middle screen they tried, which I was like, all right, like I like that. Like, give me more of that stuff.
I completely agree. This game will come down to who punches last, who can take the punches and still standing and punches last. Because I'm telling you, Dan Campbell, that first drive, he is going to try to mow us down and send a message that we are more physical than you. We heard about you guys all last year. I mean, there's some on the back end of the defense for the Lions. There's some issues. There are some clear issues. But all last year coming in, remember where we were last fall. The Lions were the favorites to win the division, right? And they were the favorites to win the.
Then they get decimated by injuries. Yep.
Crushed by injuries. They lose Aiden Hutchinson, and they lost their physicality identity, right? I think it's the same thing that we were what the Lions were supposed to be last year. And you don't think Dan Campbell is stressing that to his team? Come on, man.
Without a doubt.
Campbell gushing about the Eagles yesterday. It's because he knows that this is the most physical team that he will face because we take a page out of their book or they take a page out of our book, and we are just mirrors when it comes to the line building out on both sides.
Yeah, you're dead right. Let's rewind for a moment. What's your take on the AJ thing?
There is no excuse to have just 2 targets. I'm not counting that third one. That third one was just ridiculous. There's no excuse to have just 2 targets. It's just that comes with finding a way to get him the ball early in a game. I don't know if Jalen trusts a one-on-one with AJ. AJ can't get separation, and Jalen doesn't want to throw to a window. He just doesn't.
Well, I also he struggles in the zone. I mean, you saw that, Kev.
What's that?
He struggles in his zone against
He's risk
zone.
adverse. Yes, completely. He's risk adverse. He doesn't want the one-on-ones if there's a little crease. Now, a long ball he'll throw, like we saw with Devontae. Devontae, jump ball. I trust him. He's going to go up. There were a couple times where I was watching this game and I was like, AJ's open right now. Like across the middle, AJ's open.
Right.
Throw
it. Yeah.
So I don't blame. I thought AJ yesterday was fantastic. You know what? He was transparent. He was authentic. He wasn't. I didn't feel like he was divisive. I think he was speaking from the heart, where a lot of Eagles fans are sharing that. There is a disconnect, I think, on the play calling, the trust that it feels like on the calls that are, made, and trusting the quarterback, and the quarterback then trusting the window. I think there's a complete disconnect, and there's frustration. Like, I don't blame AJ to a certain point. I don't.
Yeah.
But I will also tell you, after that turnover, Jalen was like, I'm not going to take a chance anymore. And here's the thing that got me. And let's go back to play calling. They were in situations on, 3rd and short. The quarterback has to run the football, like, to the outside on a keeper. Get the first down. Like, I don't understand some of the stuff that we're doing. Just get the first down, reset, move the chains.
I don't know that the quarterback wants to run.
You're 100% right, completely. But that play call on the fumble, that was a phenomenal call.
It was
a phenomenal call.
And I don't know how you look at things, but I look at like a fumble like that, or if you throw a pick, that's the cost of doing business. Like I don't, unless you're throwing 4 of them, right? I don't have an issue with throwing a pick. Like, great quarterbacks throw picks. I mean, that's part of the business.
You have to take a chance, right? And I didn't have a problem with the fumble because I thought that drive was fantastic. I thought the play calling was scripted 15 were. I was like, wow, this is going to be a good night. They fumbled. It's fine because look where they're at.
Yeah, and it was a peanut. It was a peanut punch out.
Yeah,
I mean,
and if that's going to be the play calling the rest of the way, I'm good with it. We didn't see that type of play. I cannot deal with. I mean, literally, I cannot deal with the high school. Let's run the wide receiver in motion across and then hand the ball up the middle to Saquon. How many times are we telling them this is what we're doing? There is no creativity on the routes. And that comes down to the play caller and the offensive system, right? Are you doing anything to get these wide receivers open?
Here's the other problem, though. The problem is when you turn the tape on, there are guys open.
Yes, there are. Yeah. And I will say this, too. I do hold AJ accountable on that last play because if he makes an effort, it's pass interference. It's
I don't know where you were with it, but why in the world would you not punt?
I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you. It mind-boggling when that offense cannot move the ball down the field. Why are you doing that? And the rumor, they checked out, and this is between AJ and Jalen, just like Seattle a couple years ago. Okay, why are you putting yourself, if you're the head coach, why are you putting that situation out there in the first place? Put the punt unit out there, and that's it.
Exactly. You're going to have 30 seconds, right? Every yard matters. So worst comes to worst, it's a touchback. All right. Well, I still gained 15 yards, and
I
there are
agree.
no timeouts.
No timeouts.
And the receiving core is completely depleted.
Yes, and Brendan Mann is awful on those corner kicks. So, to me, I'm 100% with you. Get the touchback, put him back 15 yards even further, and then let's see. Because guess what, man? We were all gripping right there. No matter what, we were gripping. And if that game goes into overtime, they're not winning that game.
I know.
So, a win is a win. Not pretty. It's kind of like college football. It's the eye test. There's a lot of things that they don't pass on the eye test right now, but you cannot argue wins against the Bucks, wins against the Rams, wins against the Packers, right? You can't argue with that. You can't argue with that resume that many teams would die to have or fan bases would die to have. And it's going to help us down the road, especially in an awful division.
And at Arrowhead, a lot of those wins are on the road. I mean, the resume is a great resume.
Great resume.
Yeah.
But it's just maddening because they could be better.
Right.
We all know.
Well, I think our greatest fear is that resume is an imposter resume.
Like
that things fell their way, and you go, because they could have lost. The Rams game you should have lost. Chiefs, it was the Chiefs before they get Rice back and before they start to roll. Like you could go, you could poke holes in it.
Do that though with the Broncos game, right? There's the NFL's tricky that way. I completely understand what both you guys are saying. 2 years ago, this fan base and everybody in Philadelphia did not feel good at 10-1. We all knew it because it was just maddening. We didn't understand it. And there's some vibes of that way where just the way the offense has, you have these two premier wide receivers and you can't open it up because all they do is curl routes. It's just crazy.
It's crazy. Now, to me, the antidote to 2023 is Fangio. And I said earlier, the reason why you win the Super Bowl, ultimately, right, you got past the Rams, all that stuff, it was the defense. It was Fangio. He kept things together, and Howie, because Howie got him players, real players, and this defense is what's going to save him now, again.
You're right. Yeah, I see no problem with what you're saying. 100% agree with you. 100%. This is one of those games, too, that defense, don't get hurt.
I know.
don't want anything because the Lions, man, they're going to just punch you as much as possible.
All right, I'm with you. All right, couple of Philadelphia sports things, and I got to get to college football. The Bryce Harper in a ditch comment. Did you hear about this?
No, what did I miss?
There was a report that Manfred, because you remember when Bryce cursed Manfred out, that one of Manfred's assistant commissioners, there's two of them. One of them said to Bryce, "That's completely out of line. That's how you end up in a ditch."
What?
Yes.
Yeah, basically, like, don't ever disrespect him like that again. That's how people end up in a ditch.
I totally get what it means. You could just say, "Don't disrespect him like that ever again." You don't make a
right, right. I'm still blown away by that. I go, wait a second. He's going gangster. Like, you're going gangster? Like, what are we, nuts? Like, you're some lawyer.
Right. Where's he a tough guy son?
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. And it's Bryce Harper. Don't threaten my superstar.
Let's look the guy up. Is he from the Five Families? Like, I cannot believe an executive would say that. Like,
I know.
Wow.
I know.
And it's weird it's not a bigger story. Like,
yeah. Yeah. All right, Phillies. First of all, doesn't baseball have to change free agency and make it like NBA and NFL where there's a finite period of time which forces you to make deals?
I agree. Because listen, there's nothing better, I think, than that middle of March run of free agency in the NFL, right? There's nothing better than, that little string right there. I think it's like early
in July.
And the build up into that. You're right. You're totally. But I also think that baseball has changed in the last 5 years, and then you got that CBA pending down the road, and now it's like which owner is going to blink first on how much they're going to spend.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Before it was like, I'm going to spend, I don't care. Now it's like who's gonna open up aside from the Mets and the Dodgers, who's going to open up their checkbook?
They're talking. The Dodgers are talking again. How much did they have?
They're losing like $70 million in payroll this year with Kershaw and other people.
Like they're going to go be active again in free agency. The Dodgers.
Yep, that 100%. Like, because they have money and then they've seen it pay off. Like, It stinks. It stinks.
It stinks.
All right, Sixers.
Oh, well, I was Sixers. I was going to text you the other night, VG. I was going to text Ant because, who had the game-winning shot?
He got a rebound. Wow.
Give it to him, Kev. Give it to him, Kev.
But I took the high road. Like literally last week, there was a game. Oubre had a good game, and I was like, I should text him. And I was like, no, I'm gonna. And then I saw your text a couple days back, and I was like, oh, okay, this is what we're gonna do. All right, I'm gonna wait. And then boom, he hits the game winner, and I'm like,
he finally appeared. It was great because after 47 minutes, he finally grabbed the rebound. You're right. I texted you too.
Yeah.
Because I was annoyed. I was watching the game and he was annoying me. I was like, I just see slop shots, no defense, and no rebounding.
I first thought,
I got the best of it.
What we're gonna have to do. This is what I'm gonna have to deal with for the next 5 months. An update on every night.
I promise. I'm done. I'll leave it be.
No, I don't mind it. I just found it funny. Days later, he hits the game winner.
Yeah, I know. And listen, I was thrilled. I wanted it. I'm like, oh, great. Then I realized it was Oubre. Well, that's all right. It's good. Are we going to see Paul George?
I don't care.
That was a great reaction. I don't care.
I can't. I can't hang on. When do you want it? When you're ready? I can't. I slide it in the team and this is Tyrese's team. Let VJ and Tyrese grow together and let everybody else find a way. That's kind of how I view this whole thing. I had somebody come up to me yesterday at work because they all, I live in the Northeast, so I'm always around Celtics fans. So I had some fun with them, and they mentioned something about Joel, and I was like, Joel's great. But in the end of a game, I want Tyrese to have the basketball. I want Tyrese to have the basketball. Let him run the offense, and then they're like, excited about Paul George, and I'm like, I'm not holding my breath on when he comes back and what it looks like. And this ain't a knock on Paul George. This is just, hey, I'm not going to be beholden on the health of two guys where last year I think all of us as a collective were waited on bated breath. Are they playing? Are they playing? Are they playing? What's going on? And I'm not going to do that. It's not going to sap the energy that I have for Tyrese Maxey and VJ and the rest of this team.
Yeah. Well said. All right. To college football. First, Penn State loses on that catch. Oh, my God.
That catch. I still can't believe it. By the way, shout out to the back judge who got it right. If you see it in slow motion, sees the catch go straight down. Just the catch of the year, you could say one of the all-time catches, and I feel bad for Penn State fans. I feel bad. Somebody asked me at our show pod, and it was a Penn State grad. He was like, would you have been okay if they stormed the field? I said, hell yeah. They haven't won in the Big Ten. That fan base has gone through a lot. And I said, 18 to 22-year-olds, they're not thinking that we were number 2 in the country at the start of the season. They're thinking we just took down the number 2 team in the country.
I agree. I agree.
Yep. Bad for that. I felt really bad.
I agree.
As a Temple guy, you really feel bad for Penn State fans?
I do. After what was supposed to be, I do.
Here's where I have like 11 cousins that went to Penn State. So, and one of my cousins, Ajay, who listens to the show, diehard Penn State fan, and he's been through it. So I felt bad.
I went for Ajay. I agree.
So
I don't.
All right. We had another ranking. We had a couple big games this week, man.
Yeah.
His boys,
our boys,
Georgia, Texas,
ESPN or ABC Saturday night.
ABC. Yep. That'll be interesting. So this is how I'll set this up. This comes down to Sark's play calling, plain and simple. If Sark gives his playmakers an opportunity like Wingo, the chance to catch the ball on screen passes where Arch feels comfortable and Arch ain't winning a game, then Texas has a chance. Texas' defense, by the way, has been fantastic. But, man, your boys in that hat, they're the most mentally toughest team in all of college football. If I don't care who's playing on the other side. I don't care how bad Georgia has looked the first 3 quarters. If somebody says, you got Georgia versus the rest of the field in the fourth quarter, and I'm like, sign me up, because that team is so tough mentally. They will grind you. And listen, that defense ain't as good as it was in the past, but they just know how to win. The quarterback knows how to win. And so I give Georgia the edge here, even though I think Texas can and their defense can make plays. But, man, I trust that quarterback, Gunnar Stockton, over Arch in a matchup like this, especially at home.
It's going to be double-digit win.
I could say it. I could say it.
Line up 2.5 to 6.
Alabama, Oklahoma, and quietly roll Tide, right? Quietly, that test. Now, again, it didn't turn out to be the gauntlet that we thought it would be, but still, you win you beat Tennessee, you win at South Carolina, and LSU came to play last week.
They did. I mean, LSU is very much like Penn State. You look at the roster, they still got dudes everywhere that NFL scouts love, right? The quarterback play for LSU is just wow. Like Nussmeier, holy cow, is he taking a step back? But I will say one alarm that I have for Alabama. You got a phenomenal quarterback. The fact that you can't run the ball, it blows me. You're Alabama. You can't run the ball.
I know.
And that's going to play a huge role, man. If you stop Ty Simpson, what are you going to do, right? You've got to establish the run in a game like this. Now, Oklahoma's front is fantastic. So if they find a way to get to Ty Simpson and they can't run, by the way, this could be an ugly game because Oklahoma can't run the ball either. Who would have thought 2 blue bloods like Alabama and Oklahoma, they can't do anything but on the ground?
No.
Material's the only guy. And Material hasn't been he broke his hand. So I give Alabama the edge in this. I think their defense will win this game, and then Ty Simpson will make a pass or 2. Jeremy Bernard has been fantastic. He's been basically their lifesaver on offense.
So I keep looking at it, and I keep looking at them, and I know they don't play anybody, but they're unstoppable. I look at the Irish, and I go, that's a team that is built for the playoffs. They got 2 great backs. One, obviously, in Love is just ridiculous. Yeah. But Price is really good, change of pace back. Carr's getting it. Their defense around in form. I still think, and all due respect to Ohio State and Indiana and Georgia, I still think they're a dangerous team.
Without question. Completely agree. It'll come down to, where is CJ Carr and his growth, especially handling the pressure. But you brought up something that was interesting. The levels of where Notre Dame is great. I'm going to bring up a team that's very much like that, but also has a difference maker at quarterback in Marcel Reed, Texas A&M.
Yes.
What Oklahoma is put together, I mean, the physicality of the A&M, they beat you in all 3 phases, and that quarterback is so good. And we haven't really seen him unleashed. And they've got playmakers on the outside. I really like A&M, man. I really, really like where A&M is quietly at number 3 in the SEC, the number 1 team in that conference. No one's like, you go with the Alabama, the Georgias, even the Ole Misses, but like Texas Tech is right there. And let me tell you, no one wants to face them in the playoff. Literally, no one wants to see the physicality that Texas A&M can play. Now, again, Texas A&M beat Notre Dame at the beginning of the season. Pretty unfair for, to judge that game because you have a CJ Carr in his first full year. But I think those 2 teams are built very similar in that sense of, hey, we can hit you. We can continue to hit you. Our defense is fantastic, and we like to run the football.
That's a great point. Great point. And you definitely don't want to play him down there. My God.
No, that place.
That place
No,
is
you
something.
don't want to go there. Yes, it is.
Hey,
Without question.
You know where else is rocking?
Going, they won't even play. They won't even play there. They'll get that. They'll sit there with that bye, right? And
yes.
They get the chance to play there if they win the SEC championship. I'll add one other thing too. Like Signetti is unbelievable what he has done at Indiana. I can't even like put into words the mentality that team has with that coach. Like he's a real one, man.
He is.
He's a real one. And we got Julian Sayin, Ohio State quarterback, with me on SportsCenter tomorrow. So.
Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome. That kid, what a year. And, it doesn't get better than Jeremiah. That's a hookup. Julian to Jeremiah, J to J is a great hookup.
And we're going to get it again next year because Jeremiah can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Yeah, it's great.
He's the number one pick of the draft this year. So.
You guys just sleeping on the Pitt Panthers this weekend.
Hey, they can wreak havoc throughout the next 3 games, man. They legit can wreak havoc. Notre Dame, and then later on, how it all plays out, they could destroy.
That Acrisure Stadium's a tough environment.
They ain't beating Notre Dame. Stop it.
Give me the Panthers. Give me the Panthers.
Hey, last one, real quick. If I'm one of these colleges, my first call for a coach is to Washington and Kingsbury.
Really? Wow. I'm not sure.
I love Kingsbury.
Kevin's out on Kingsbury.
I love Kingsbury, and I think you got a gem in Kingsbury.
You want to know an interesting way to connect the dots there too? If let's just say Lincoln Riley decides I'm done with this thing and I leave, and then USC calls Kingsbury because remember he was the OC with Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
That would be an connection. But
I just think there's a lot of jobs, and
there's going to be at least 24 jobs, a domino effect across the board. There's going to be at least 24 jobs open in this long window that we have.
So I was talking to a friend of ours, Anthony Becht, who coaches in the UFL, right? He's dying to do it, right? Like he had an interview with West Virginia where he went. And he's obviously the experience, but he's building his staff. I love to see him get one of those jobs, those mid-tier jobs. Yeah. I think he's good.
I think you're right.
He's got a plan, man. He knows the game. His son, Rocco at Iowa State, around a great coach.
I completely agree with you. I think he's the type of guy that. If you have an AD that thinks out the box, that likes to take a risk at a mid-major or part of the group of 5, I think that's actually a smart play.
Yeah, I'm with you. Kev, we love you, buddy. Always great. We look forward to it.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe that was mentioned. Crazy, man.
Hey, Kev, great work on the college hoops, too. I've been watching you during this week.
I appreciate that.
That Louisville game. Louisville was Kentucky was a great
game. Yeah, that was a great game.
Yeah, college hoops is amazing, and thank NIL for it. College hoops is amazing. We'll talk about that later next time. See you guys.
Sounds great, babe. Love you, buddy. See you, brother. There he is, the great Kevin Negandhi, checking in. Let's take care of some business, and then we got Charlie to talk some Vladar. They got a goalie, man. He was terrific last night. He was absolutely terrific last night. All right. Talk to me about some ace, baby.
Oh, let's do it. Because, if you got something you said you fixed last summer, like an outlet, a faucet, and you haven't, well, don't stress. Because Ace Hardware Home Services, they got people for that. Because now they're not just the helpful hardware folks, they're also the helpful home service and repair folks. They do it all from plumbing, heating, electrical, cooling. They got trusted pros to keep your house humming all year long. Ace Hardware, they're bringing the helpful home, the helpful you love from the store, now to your front door from Philly all the way to Jersey Shore. And they bring experience. They got local plumbers, techs, handle everything from repairs, seasonal maintenance, installations, upgrades. And they listen to your goals, so the job's never done until you're completely satisfied. You can get free estimates on equipment installations and replacements with trusted advisors and options that are best suited for your house, your budget. And they're local. Their teams live and work in our community, and they're dedicated to keeping their neighbors comfortable in their own homes. So don't do it yourself. Hire Ace Hardware Home Services. Visit Ace Hardware Home Services online at acehardwarehomeservices.com. Get started on that next home repair project.
I love it. I love it. All right, let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app tonight. Thursday Night Football. It'd be fun to see New England because watching the Drake is a lot of fun. And Patriots are a good team. They got the Jets. 13. The total's 43. I mean, how in your right mind could you see? We see these games all the time, right? These big favorites. You can't lay the points because you don't know, and there's no way in the world you can take the points. 13 seems very light, but how in the world, you know how this league is.
It feels like a teaser night.
Yeah.
Patriots -7 over 37.
The brain will tell you that's not good to be on
They'll
the
lecture
7.
me. Yeah.
You don't want to be on the 7 because ties lose.
Yeah, I know.
You know. But anyway, Birds 2-point favorites. Sunday night, the total seems light to me.
Birds are 2.5 right now live.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. 47?
Seems light.
I mean, you got a team that just put up 10 points.
I think the Eagles are going to score.
I agree.
I think this game.
Can the lines
I think there's a chance both teams could be in the 30s.
2 Saquon touchdowns. 2.
You want to pound that over then?
Yeah, I see it. By the way, Bet Park's online sportsbook casino gives you another way to win double the spread on select pro football games every weekend. Check the Bet Parks app every Friday afternoon. All right? Plus, you got a full slate of college, like we talked about with Kevin. There's always another way to win with your favorite casino games, blackjack, roulette, hot online slots like Divine Fortunes. New casino users get up to $1,000 casino bonus back, plus 250 free spins on the new slot game, Tree Wishes.
I love
Tree Wishes.
One new tree.
Yes. Happy ho, ho, ho. Tree Wishes is right there. It's a Bet Park exclusive. Got to be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan. BetParks.com is all the details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, let's talk about Mando because fall's here. Crisp air, football, maybe a bonfire or two. But if you're like most guys, you're still putting in hard work. And yeah, that means sweat. And don't let body odor sideline you. You know that feeling. It's game day. You've been working hard all week. Your lucky jersey. Maybe it's smelling a little too lucky. And let's be honest, regular deodorant just doesn't cut it after a long day. So here's the real game changer. Mando deodorant plus sweat control. This isn't just another cover-up. Mando is one stick, 2 jobs, powerful odor and sweat control. It actually stops the odor before it even starts. No more masking with just freshness. One swipe, you're good to go. It controls both sweat and odor for 72 hours. And after just 12 hours, underarm sweat was reduced by 92%. This stuff really works. Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash or deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 20% off site-wide with our exclusive code. Use the code PHLY at shopmando.com. That's 20% off site-wide and free shipping. Shopmando.com. Tell me you support our show and that we sent you, and they got you covered.
All right, let's do it. Let's go to the all PHLY Flyers. Our man who does such great work. We love him. The great Charlie O'Connor. Charlie O!
How's it going, Ed?
On the Xfinity Mobile call line. Vladar was sensational last night. Like, you got a goalie, man. Like, against that team that was peppering shots, great chances. I mean, the kid played out of his mind.
It sure looks like they have a goalie. And, it is still early. We're only 10 games in, but once you get to 10 games, you start getting a pretty good read. And the Flyers are obviously 16 games, but this was Vladar's 10th game that he's played for the Flyers.
Yes.
And he's sitting at a .919 save percentage. He's in the top 10 in the advanced metrics as well. This is a guy who looks like, and I mentioned it at the start of the year, last season, I think we talked about this last time I was on the show, Ant. Last season, he was kind of used as like the heat shield for Dustin Wolf, the rookie goalie in Calgary. So he took like all the tough starts. He was getting the second game of backs to back, things like that. So it's possible that last year was actually like his breakout. No one noticed because he was like facing the most difficult competition possible. This year, it's not even like he's facing easy competition. I mean, hey, last night he played against Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers, who've won 2 straight Western Conference championships. But it's just that he's not getting every single difficult start. And suddenly he's playing like one of the better goalies in hockey. So we'll see if he can keep it up. But it's hard to quibble with anything we've seen so far from Vladar.
I mean, you watch the first 2 periods of that game and you go, oh my God, right? Like, that's the only reason why you get to overtime is because of that.
Yeah, especially the second period, it was interesting. A bunch of the players, and even Rick Tocchet mentioned this after the game, the second period, the Flyers basically didn't have the puck at all, especially through the first like 3 quarters of the period. But the general consensus was that they did a pretty good job of keeping the Oilers to the outside. There weren't a lot of great scoring chances. Yeah. And I agree with that. In the first period, though, they were giving up quality chance after quality chance after quality chance, and they leave that period down 1-0. They could have easily been down 3 or 4-0.
Oh,
if
yeah.
Vladar wasn't Vladar. So that to me, the first period is where Vladar really hung in there. He almost gets through the entire period without giving up a goal.
I know, until the end. Yeah, no,
it was the very end.
Yeah, you're right on. There was the one power play where they had a couple chances in the second period that I thought, I was impressed by. Again, you're so right. And it's good to see Michkov heating up, right? So he got his 3rd straight goal. What can you do offensively? I mean, they had, 6 shots after 2 periods? At some point in the second period, I looked up, they had 6 shots.
Yeah, I really think what it boils down to, because there's really 2 issues here that I've noticed. And one issue I think they're doing a better job of addressing. It's taken time, but they're doing a better job addressing. And the other one is probably going to be a long-term fix. The first issue has been they've had the puck and they just haven't shot enough. And that was a big problem in maybe the first 8 or 9 games of the season, where they'd have the puck in the offensive zone, they'd have all this possession time, and they just wouldn't put the puck on that. I think they're getting better at that. They're doing a better job of just shooting the puck rather than looking for the perfect shot. So that, I believe, is in the process of being addressed. The other problem is that they just don't have the puck enough. And you saw that in the second period. They barely had the puck. And that just comes down to doing a better job defensively. It's not necessarily a bad thing to keep a team at the perimeter. You're not giving up high danger chances. They're probably not going to score goals. But when you don't have the puck, you can't score either. You got to do a better job of forcing turnovers, of getting stops in the neutral zone, of sending plays back the other way, of engineering breakouts. Tocchet mentioned that after the game, where he said there were so many times where guys had the puck in the defensive zone. There was a guy open they could have passed to that would have sent them back up ice, and instead they're just flipping it out to the neutral zone, and then the other team's coming right back in. That's what they need to get better at, and that's probably more of a long-term fix that'll get better, hopefully, as the Flyers get a better understanding of how to operate in Tochet's system.
Yeah, I keep waiting. I think you're right on there, because they just need some juice that stems from your defense, right? Like, once you get more talent back there where you can get, you got to have those rushes that start on the other end. Like, again, I mean, I'm not going to bring up, I was watching Tuesday night, I was watching the Lanch. So, I mean, obviously it's Cale Makar, right? So, the best in the league. But when you watch all their stuff, when you watch those teams, it all stems from back there.
Oh, yeah. And I think Tocchet recognizes what you're seeing too, because look, you and I both know Rick Tocchet. I'm sure Tocchet doesn't love the idea of having 3 smallish defensemen in Cam York, Jamie Drysdale, and Emil Andre on his back end. He wants big guys who are going to make you hurt. But he knows this team needs to get the puck up ice, so he's playing Emil Andre, who's 5'9", on his 3rd pair every night now, because he's identified that, we can't get shots and can't score goals if we can't get the puck out of the defensive zone.
Yeah. No, that's exactly it.
And fella, that's the second game where they've had where you think they won it, they win it, and there's an offsides, right? And is that something they were working on? Because in your piece, you even said there wasn't any fancy move to slow down the play, and Tippett just jumped the gun. I mean, how do you work on that? Do they work on that?
I don't know if you really can work on it. It's mostly just a matter of the individual players have to do a better job of recognizing the situation and being patient. I'm generally speaking an Owen Tippett defender. I think that he's obviously an inconsistent player, but when he's on, he's really on. And I don't think people get that, like, while his contract may look big right now, the cap is going up so much that it's really not going to be that big of a deal in 2, 3, 4 years when he's in his prime. But man, he screwed up last night. Like, that was a play where, like, that play still happens if he waits, and that goal still happens if he waits just, a tenth of a second longer to jump. There was no hesitation on Konechny's part. There was no deceptiveness on the part of his entry in terms of him pulling the puck back on his stick. He's just going full speed, entering the zone with nobody in front of him. There is no reason why Owen Tippett shouldn't just hesitate that extra split second, because he's still going to be in the play. It was just, for lack of a better term, a dumb play by Owen Tippett, and I hope that he learns from the mistake. I hope it's one of those things where it was such an obvious error that player is never going to do that ever again. But we'll see. We'll see if he learns. But I don't think that's something, VG, I don't think it's something you can teach. I think it's just something the player has to, just don't mess up,
Mm-hmm. And you also mentioned that they're on pace to kind of obliterate the overtime record so far. Is that something that you think weighs on them physically? Are you concerned them tiring out or on their conditioning?
I'm not terribly concerned about it because it's a 5-minute overtime and then a shootout is barely hockey. So not terribly concerned about that. I think it's just a reflection of the way they're playing. Like, they're playing a low scoring, defensively oriented style that's going to lend itself to a lot of close games. And when you have a lot of close games, a lot of those close games are going to go into overtime. I mean, the people that it's driving nuts, I'll be honest, are us, or the media people. We're like, every single game we're staying at the arena until 11 p.m. because all these games are going into extras.
Yeah, that's I always hated that. Yeah. It wrecks your story too, man.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Can't do any pre-writing.
Let me ask you a question. How do you feel about the end of this kind of first part of the schedule where you had a lot of home games, right? Like, that's a big deal because you look, right? You got back-to-back coming up, St. Louis and Dallas, which is tough. You got the Florida, you got the Tampa, Florida thing next week. That's going to be tough. How do you feel about, where they're at?
I feel okay. I think they probably did leave some points on the table. I think they would be willing to admit that. But one of the benefits of playing in all these overtime games is that even on some of their losses, they were picking up extra points. So they're hanging around. I would say overall, especially given the fact that you're learning a new system, you've got a new coach, and the fact that up until the last, maybe 2.5 games, you haven't gotten anything close to the best version of Matvei Michkov. I would still consider these first, 16 games, I would consider it to be a success. But I do see where you're coming from, Ant, in the sense that, these games are going to get tougher. The schedule is going to get busier, and they're going to be playing tougher teams. They're going to be on the road more. You wish they had built themselves up a little bit more of a cushion. I just don't think this team is good enough yet to build up a cushion. They're going to have to scratch and claw the entire way if they want to be a playoff team.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I guess it's more, I'm trying to figure out less, because to me, it's growth. Like, we've talked about this, but I'm trying to figure out where they are once they play on the road at Dallas, at Tampa. Like, what are they going to be like? I'm curious to see. Like, this weekend, St. Louis is not great, and you're below 500, but they do have some firepower, and I'm curious to see how they're going to handle that.
Yeah, the Dallas game is going to be interesting because that's a tough one. It's second game of back-to-back with travel against a team. Yeah, against a team they're one of the probably 3 or 4 cup favorites going into the year. That's a tough game. In my mind, you got to beat St. Louis because it's not a gimme game, but you got to win that game because you got to assume that you're behind the proverbial 8 ball against Dallas. If they could go into Dallas and win,
they're tough there.
That's an impressive win.
You could get to Bennington, but they got sneaky offense.
Yeah, they do. It's just I think the big problem for them this year has just been goaltending. Bennington's been
horrible.
The year.
Yeah.
But you would think he's a better goalie than that. At some point, he's going to wake up and realize that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, do you just watching them? Do you think we talk about Jalen Hurts plays where he doesn't want to do turnovers? Are they so obsessed with defensively being cautious, not making mistakes? It feels like they may be playing not to lose sometimes.
I think that's true to a degree. I mean, watch the end of regulation after they give up the game-tying goal. They clearly just took the puck back in the defensive zone and just held the puck for 20 seconds just to make sure they got the extra point. I mean, it was a little Kevin Patullo coward's draw there, a little bit. But hey, they're looking at it as we're playing a team in the other conference. Let's make sure we get the point, and we'll see what happens in overtime. I do agree, though, even aside from the playing for overtime part, which a lot of teams do, it's that defensive zone structure. That's probably part of it, in that when you're sitting back and you're kind of collapsing and you're protecting the interior, protecting the slot, yeah, you're very much in a better position to prevent against quality chances and goals. But it's also less likely you're going to win pucks back because you are sagging a little bit. It's a little bit like prevent defense in the NFL where, yeah, you're going to give up yards. You might not give up the big touchdown, but, death by 1,000 cuts. And there's a little bit of that. Obviously, hockey's a different sport, but that's probably the one thing I would say, that you're maybe relinquishing possession time in order to prevent quality chances. And maybe that's part of it. But in the end, I don't think that's the way Taka wants them to play all the time. I think he wants them to pick their spots. And you're hoping that as the months progress, they're going to get better at finding that balance.
Yeah. Child, great stuff, brother. Awesome. You're the best. King of the beat.
All right.
We love you. Thanks, buddy.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Chalio, check it in. Let's take care of some business. And then we go to the little Geekus Aurelius and help with some fantasy. That's on the dock. Oh, an alert! We got new Parks Casino.
We gotta get a heads up on it. We gotta get a heads up on these.
Yes!
This is the fun of it. You get to see if you know it or not.
He just texted me, new copy. Here we go, Baldini. Here it is.
Oh, boy.
Join me and give the gift of entertainment this holiday season. Tickets to see national headliners at the Excite Center at Parks Casino. Make a great gift. Parks Casino has something for everyone. You ready?
I'm ready.
Saturday, January 17th, Classic Rockers Grand Funk Railroad.
I need a heads up.
I don't know.
I just can't blow Grand Funk. Hold on.
Who's Grand Funk Railroad?
All right. Well, he's heard of them.
Yeah.
You ready?
Songs.
January 30th.
We're an American band.
Oh, yeah.
Coming to your land.
There you go. All right, January 30th, 16-time Grammy winner David Foster and Catherine McPhee.
All right, so David Foster has written a bazillion songs. He doesn't perform them really.
All right. Saturday, January 31st, the Marshall Tucker Band and Jefferson Starship.
Oh, man. Oh,
this is out of my wheelhouse.
No, Jefferson Star. Well, I could go Starship, right? Damn. Oh, yeah,
all right. February 6th, Broadway star Alan Cumming Uncut, his new one-man cabaret show. All right.
Now, I believe he's the host of the reality show Traders.
All right.
And that's really, he's a really talented guy.
Saturday, February 7th, Piano Men Generations, a tribute to Elton John and Billy Joel.
Sing us a song, you piano man. Sing us a song tonight.
He loves Billy Joel.
Saturday, how about this? March 14th, Tracy Morgan.
That'll be wild.
Yeah.
How about this? Saturday, April 18th, Melissa Etheridge.
Ooh,
okay.
He's got some bangers too. All right, I got to prepare for this.
You got to prepare for this, baby. ParksCasino.com/entertainment to buy tickets. Got to be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Come to my window, Melissa Etheridge.
I know that song.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Hey, you ready for the ultimate Flyers getaway? Of course you are. PHLY and Philly Sports Trips are taking diehards west for the California takeover with Flyers legend John LeClair. From March 17th to the 22nd, we're hitting the West Coast for 2 huge games. First, the Anaheim Ducks at the Honda Center, then the LA Kings at Crypto.com Arena. Package includes optional round-trip direct flights from Philly, a 5-night stay at the beautiful Sanborn Santa Monica, group tickets to both games, a Flyers watch party, and an exclusive meet and greet with John LeClair. Plus, the Philly Sports Trip crew will be there to handle every detail so you can just enjoy the sun, the sights, the hockey. They take care of everything. This is the California vacation every Flyer fan dreams of, with a couple wins to top it off. Spots are limited, Book your trip today at allphly.com/events.
Nice. All right. It's time for overtime. OT. Overtime in the city. OT. Time out. Time out.
I love the
I'm a coach.
I love this.
I'm going to.
Hey, let me mention.
I walk on a court, I get mad.
That's the great. The disgusted. There's no better timeout than the disgusted high school, college.
And I walk out on the floor, and I'm like, Todd, what are you doing? What is wrong with you guys? You guys are playing asleep.
You're like torts. Torts on the court.
Now, when they come off, I'll get them all fired up. That's how you play a zone. You want to play a matchup?
Oh, all right.
We got practice Saturday.
Let's talk about this survey for a second. We're going to thank people for being part of our PHLY community. You know, we appreciate you. And we're always looking for ways to improve our shows and better understand how you listen and what you value most. And that's why we've launched this quick survey. Your feedbacks help shape the content you love and makes it even better. It only takes a few minutes, but it makes a big impact. So take a moment, head over to allphly.com/survey and let your voice be heard. Respondents, well, you got a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card just for a couple minutes. So we appreciate you, and head over allphly.com/survey.
All right, let's do it. But by the way, did you get Uncle Frank's video?
Oh, great.
Yes, and we have one from Sammy as well.
Oh, good.
We got two of them.
Oh, perfect. All right. Before we get there, it's time. That's right. Fantasy help on the way. Geekus Aurelius. Good morning, Geek.
What's up, cuz? What's up, VG? What's going on, fellas?
They want to call you the Hornet because of the glasses. So
is that what that?
Throw us on us. You made it up. They want to call. They want to call you the Hornet.
No, I
like
just said one day you reminded me of the Hornet. The green, you're like the Green Hornet, Superman, like the superhero.
I'm gonna take it. Yeah. I like it.
Hey, listen, I'm great with nicknames. Like I can get you with a couple. Geekus Aurelius is a great one.
That's solid stuff. But I like the Hornet. I kind of like
the Green Hornet because you're a
the
Jet
Green
fan.
Hornet.
Yes,
Jets fan.
Yes.
A little Eagles crossover action. Like, let's go.
Yeah,
we're seeing green around here.
Yeah,
I love it. And more importantly, because green money.
There you go.
There you go.
You about the cash
and bets. I'm all about the money. I'm all about the green.
All right, Hornet. Here we go. Take us into this weekend's strategy with fantasy football.
All right, so a lot of things happening, obviously, in the fantasy football world. Primarily, we are week 11. You need to make the playoffs, guys. We've got 4 weeks to go. So again, I'm going to reiterate something I talked about a little bit last week for anybody here, because this is that time. You need to be looking at the team that's in 6th place, in 7th place, in 8th, and in 5th. Those are your primary trade targets. By the way, don't try. I'm going to give you another faux pas, because we don't like faux pas. All right, here's a faux pas, okay? Don't try to make a trade with the last place team. Okay. That is just ruining your league, and I will kick you out, and I will veto it, even if it's not allowed. All right, we don't do things like that. But if you have a team that is legitimately chasing a spot, and I'm going to talk about some trades that people have been coming to me with, and I love them, right? So I'm trying to get rid of some depth in order to get super studs into the lineup. So, for example, somebody has Brock Bowers, but they're in tough shape. Brock's been hurt all year. They're in 7th or 8th place. I'm going to that person. I'm looking at my best bench player, maybe my tight end. So I've got, I don't know, somebody mid that is just okay, a David Njoku type of tight end. I'm taking David Njoku. I'm throwing him in there with a Jalen Waddle who might be riding my bench, or a Zay Flowers who's riding my bench. I'm not even using this guy. And I'm saying, all right, let me give you these two. You need some depth. Give me Bowers. Let's make a deal. Try to get top 3 players at a position group. Give up 2 to get 1. But the most important part almost of all of this, because we're not jerks and we don't want to be doing faux pas things in our fantasy league, don't do that with the last place team. We're doing that with teams that have a real chance of climbing into that last playoff spot. So that is ethical fantasy football. You got to do it.
Yes.
Well, yeah, listen.
The
you
Hornet's
ruin
an ethical Hornet.
Yeah, we are ethical around here.
Yeah, I like that.
I've got some advice. You've got Daniel Jones on bye this week. There's a couple other quarterbacks on bye or down this week, got hurt, whatever. Of sitting on your bench, right? He's available. Is Jacoby Brissett. So for those, I was kind of had a decision to make this week between Brissett and Mariota, and both of those I think are reasonable fill-ins this week for your buy-in if everybody's taken in your league. Grab Jacoby Brissett. No worries there. The guy's put up 20+ fantasy points in all of the games that he started.
No Marvin.
Don't care. Marvin hasn't done anything to help him. But on that note, Marvin hasn't done anything, so okay, fine. On that note, though, obviously Trey McBride is smashed this week, but if you have an emergency need for a wide receiver and there's nothing, you're in a deep league, there's no one there, it's just barren. One guy who is there is Michael Wilson, who is an unexciting name because we don't know who the heck is that guy?
Yeah.
Right? But, Marvin Harrison Jr. is out. Somebody's got to get those targets. Michael Wilson's quietly getting like a 90% snap count. He's borderline.
Michael Wilson targets more than A.J. Brown.
He seems to everybody gets more targets than Brown. By the way, fading Brown for Devontae Smith on Monday, that was money, cash in the bank. That was like put dollars in my account. We did it for the showdown. Did you hear what A.J. Brown said when somebody asked him a fantasy football question about
he said to
playing
drop him? I was going to ask you the question. Do you follow AJ's advice and drop him?
I got that written down.
No, we don't drop him, but we do follow his advice. Listen, the man says, I'm not a good fantasy football asset. I believe you. I believe you. So what am I doing? I'm going to the person in my league who didn't hear that statement, which is half the people in the league because they're not that plugged in to what's going on. And I'm saying, oh, A.J. Brown, you took him in round 2. I took him in round 2. I'll offer him to you for some random Jalen Waddle who you took in round 5. And hey, it feels like a big upgrade for you, right? But we know that A.J. says, don't play me. So we got to listen to him. He said, don't play me.
That's great. That's fantastic.
Listen, cuz he's lying. I'm listening to when the player says that. I listen to it. No questions.
All right. Give us some of the matchups that you like this week. Quarterback.
Yeah, this weekend slate really exciting. Some game situations to target. I think the top play if we're going at the top end of the range, and this is daily fantasy discussion. You could choose whoever you want. If I'm paying up, it's Josh Allen this week. He's at home against the pass funnel Bucs offense. The Bucs can score quickly as well. That game has we haven't seen Josh Allen's ceiling since week 1. He put up the 40, and he's been giving us solid yeoman-like performances, 23, 26, great, but not winning me anything. This is that week where we can go right back to Josh Allen, get excited about it, because if the Bucs can get into the dance with them, then it's going to get crazy in Buffalo. So love that spot on the payout side.
Is the game, where's the game at? Tampa?
It's in Buffalo.
Oh, it's in Buffalo. Okay.
Yeah. So they're at home. That's what we want. We want that home team, but we need the Bucs to cooperate in order for this to work. You don't win anything with a 26 from Josh Allen. You could win your weekly league in fantasy football, but you're not winning a daily fantasy contest like that. So he needs to pop for 35, 40. And the only way that's happening is if the Bucs answer. So with my Josh Allen lineups, I'm putting Igbuka and or K-Dot and somebody like that in there just to play for this.
Would you play both of them?
Like,
would you completely stack the game and go Allen with, say, the tight Kincaid and bring back Igbuka?
Something like that. I don't know if Kincaid's going to play this week, but yes, you could go. I've been a little hesitant to stack. Last week I rolled all Keon Coleman with my Josh Allen lineups. He bailed me out with the touchdown, but man, I think he got 10 targets, 3 receptions. Like it was I don't know what's going on with that kid. But when you look at the Bills, there's really no one else as a pass catcher that you can even get excited about.
And
Shakir,
Shakir, I mean,
he doesn't. Yeah, it could happen, but he hasn't popped for anything beyond like what his salary is. And Dalton Kincaid's been great, but he looks like he's not even going to play.
Oh, he's not okay.
Yeah, he's on the wrong side of a Q tag. I'm not making a statement. It's saying an Adam Schefter moment. But he's on a Q tag on the wrong side of it. I've got an exciting game though, cuz you're gonna smile from this one. The old guys, okay? The grandpas.
Flacco and Rodgers.
Dad,
I love it.
If you're a dad, can you be more excited than for these two dads to get in there?
Game. I love it. I love it.
Oh,
I do.
Right. And weirdly, Steelers games have been popping for a lot of points. Like their defense hasn't been what it was, but it doesn't even matter. Flacco doesn't care about what your defense is. Flacco doesn't care about anything. He's going to sling it no matter what.
Golden arm, baby.
There. He's just having fun out there.
Golden Joe.
Again, Cuz. What if they put Cuz out there? What'd you be doing? You'd be slinging it. You'd be having some fun. You throw an interception.
Dude, I still got an arm. Ask VG.
Yeah, he's got an arm. So these guys are going to sling it. I already know, load up on Jamar Chase, load up on Flacco, load up on T. Higgins, Higgy Smalls. Nothing wrong with him. And then flip it around. The first time of the year, this season, when the Bengals play, you play as many pieces against them as you possibly can. I've never seen a worse performing defense, and it gets even better because their offense is scoring fast. So the opposing offense is scoring fast. So what we have is a situation where I think I'm going to start for the first time this season. I'm playing some Jalen Warren. That's right. He not a guy I ever play. I'm going to Jalen Warren this week. Even Calvin Austin III for super cheap in DFS in play. So I love that game. I like the dad matchup. Give me Rodgers, Flacco before the game.
You go Freiermuth?
Muth. Yeah, Muth is the guy. By the way, unowned. He's the one who's popped for them. They have Janu Smith. He hasn't done a whole lot. I think it might be a Freiermuth day. We saw a 30-point explosion from the Muth earlier this season. Just it came out of nowhere. And so we might get the Muth. It came out of nowhere. Right? So love that situation. One other spot, cuz that we're going to get into here. The Bears at the Vikings, right? Two kind of teams where I don't know if we're excited about. I don't really know how to think about it. I get a little bit of Zach Wilson vibes from JJ McCarthy.
I agree.
I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't like 9.
Yeah, I'm getting a little of those vibes. But listen, Vikings fans don't take that anyway, other than I don't know what I'm talking about, right? But I do have a little bit of Zach Wilson vibes going on with McCarthy. But overall, it's wintertime. We get an indoor game, no weather conditions. Caleb Williams has been, I don't know what to say about him. He's been hot. He's been cold. I'm not even sure how I feel about him. But I know that in this is a situation where both sides, young quarterbacks, it's one of those spots where it could just blow up out of nowhere. Monster game. Neither team is very good defensively, which I like. I'll take that all day. And the final spot that for the main slate, and of course we got really good Sunday and Monday night football. Eagles, Lions, oh my gosh, can't wait for that. But the final spot during the main slate, 49ers Cardinals. This game is super close. Cardinals are at home. They're just a 2.5-point underdog. What that tells us is the odds makers think this game will stay competitive. Now, I like 49ers games. I don't even know who the quarterback is at this point. I keep thinking Purdy's coming back. He hasn't been back
Dude,
yet.
I got to tell you, I love how Shanahan's playing it. I like Mac Jones. I like Mac Jones better than Purdy. I do. I like Mac Jones, man.
Wow.
You watch him. Mac Jones, listen, he runs Shanahan's offense, man. He's good.
I think Mac Jones will be a starter in the NFL next year, potentially.
Oh, I agree.
He's shown enough. He's
like
having a Darnold
Purdy.
run.
I'm telling you, I like him better than Purdy.
I'm not ready to go there for sure yet.
I know it. I feel it.
I do like him. He runs the offense just as well, so we don't care.
Dude, he stands in the pocket. He'll take a beating. He's a tough kid, much tougher than Purdy.
Impressive. again, he's just been super impressive in this run, especially with the 49ers. He loves to throw to Juwan Jennings.
Yeah.
Bourne was great earlier this season. He's
Yeah.
kind of slowed down, but I think Bourne could pop at any second.
Yeah.
Also, like he's just out. He's going to be out there. He's got a chance. But what I love about this game, tight end versus tight end, the thing you never do, right? Daily fantasy, Kittle, McBride, both in the same lineup together. I really like that. I don't mind that approach. McBride almost propelled me, to a big FanDuel tournament win last week. I was in third place. I was like, let's go. One more catch. We'll get to first. And then, of course, it fizzled out towards the end. And, still a nice day. But I was threatening with McBride for a big tournament takedown. That was fun.
Wow.
So, yeah, that game is one to target both sides of it. All of them. Kittle, even, of course, Juwan Jennings, anybody associated with that game I'm interested in, including Brissett. And finally, I'm going to mention one guy, and it's not really a DFS play, but I got to mention that I love me some Jameis Winston, and I'm super excited to see him out there for the Giants. Probably going to feed Packers defense a bunch of interceptions this week. So if you're looking to stream a defense, Packers would probably be my top overall play this week. And again, I'm a Jameis Winston fanatic. I love the guy. I love him out there, and I even think the Giants pieces.
Quarterbacks love him too.
Yeah, yeah, he's a great dude. The cornerbacks, yes, they do. Opposing defensive coordinators love him as well. But fantasy football people love him because he doesn't care. He's gonna keep slinging it. He doesn't care. He's out there having fun. He's doing the same thing as Flacco. I'm a veteran. I'm not going to get to play football for that much longer. I'm going to have to go work in an office somewhere behind a desk in a couple of years, sitting there all day. Right now, let me have some fun playing some fun. He's not doing that, but have some fun playing some football.
Hey, real quick, the last thing. So Eagles Lions. This is going to be a fascinating game. Just an incredible. I can't wait to see the chess match Sunday night, just from a football standpoint.
Very exciting. I'm surprised at how low the total is on that game. When I look at it, I don't really get it. Yeah, I don't
the same
really
thing. Here's my prediction. Hurts has a big game Sunday night.
Yeah. Why he should. It's the Lions. They're not a great defensive team. The Eagles at home. I'm going to tell you know where I think the line comes from, cuz? I think we watched this horrific Monday Night Football game last week that only scored 10 points or some horrific thing.
Yeah.
And now there's this idea that night games are going to produce
over.
Yeah,
Eagles team total, whatever the Eagles team total is, Eagles are going to get to 30 on Sunday night.
I love it.
If you're doing that, just play the over on the game. The Lions are going to answer. They're not going to allow the Eagles to score 30 and then not scoring 27. So they're going to answer. Whatever's happening, I think you go with the game. I think because this is actually one of your, I feel like I learned this from you really more than anyone else. What happened last week is going to be overreacted to in the line. Yep. You want to play the opposite of that. So this idea that Sunday night games are all going to score 12 points that was the Packers. It was a tough matchup. Packers were at home. Packers weren't scoring. Eagles were just kind of allowing it to kind of back and forth. There were weird turnovers at weird times that stopped drives. It was one of those island games. One of those island games where you started watching it and you go, oh, this is going to be a stinker. Like you knew about one quarter in that, it's going to be brutal. The Jets might not score a point.
Yes.
Can we do the roulette wheel where we just bet on 0 on the Jets? There's got to be an alt line for that. This is going to be.
Well, that is the green number.
Yeah, bet green here. It is disgusting. I don't know, even the sports betting gods, even if they try tonight, I don't know that anything can save this from being an absolute slaughter. So let's look forward to Patriots defense smashing tonight, I guess. Patriots generic running back, whoever that might be, doing pretty well. And nothing pretty tonight. This is going to be one of those weird island games. I'm not excited to watch it, but I will be watching.
Hey, Geek, we got one trade. Someone was offered Franklin and Loveland for ETN. Would you do it?
I would not do that. I think you got to keep your starting running back at this point unless you absolutely have spares, and those other players are not exciting. I'd want to get a real player for Travis Etienne, not those guys.
All right, give me. This is for me. I need 2 out of these 3: Chase Brown, David Montgomery, Quinshawn Junkins.
Who are we starting this week? Chase Brown for sure. And it's Judkins, not Montgomery. I don't like either of Judkins or Montgomery next week, but I mean, you know very well that Eagles game is not the kind where we expect, you know, the Lions to run all over them. They're underdogs. So I'd go with Judkins there and at least hope that Judkins is going to get all the work. So I'd go with him for sure.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Sharp app, DFS Army. All right. The Geek has it all, baby. So do yourself a favor. All right. Check out dfsarmy.com and check out the Sharp app on the App Store. He's got all the props you want. He's figured out a way to really help you attack the system. So, I mean, you got it all there, baby.
You want to bet. If you're going to put bets in, folks, bet when the mathematical edge is on your side. Like, imagine, here's what Sharp App is, cuz. Imagine you could go to the casino and you're playing blackjack, but you're not good at counting cards because it's hard to do. Who's guy? I'm trying to join. I'm having a drink. But you've got a little Sharp App whispering in your ear, hey, the cards are in your favor right now. It's counting the cards for you. All you need to do is listen. And in those moments when it's like, hey, odds are in your favor, that's when you put your bets down. And hey, are you going to win every one of those? Of course not. But at least you're betting with a 2 or 3% edge in your favor as opposed to not. That's what the Sharp App is doing from the ARB tool, especially on the Proptimizer tool. And on the props tool, what we do on the props tool is just that. We have these little edges, and I tell people, don't bet one and hope to put all your eggs in that basket. If you're going to bet, take your normal bet size, split it into 10, and bet 10 of these. Bet the top 10 edges. That way you allow natural mathematical odds to revert to your favor. The same way the casino and the sportsbook is happy to take in your money when they have a 10% or 12% edge. When you get a 3, 5, 7, 9% edge on them, you should be happy to take on as much of those as possible, allow the variance in your favor. That's what Sharp App does. EV betting, it's just finding mathematical edges, real algorithmic-based mathematical edges, and letting you know that exists. It's your choice what you want to do with it, but it lets you know that's happening right here, right now. And the way I use it is I grab them all, but I just take little bits and wait for the end of the day. I put 20 plays in. I'm hoping I'm winning 14 of them. If I did, that's a successful day. Let's move on to tomorrow. It's really fun. It's nice to bet and win. It really is. It's nice to bet and win consistently. It's so unusual. It's not the norm for most people, Kev.
Great stuff. Geekus, thank you, brother. We appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, guys.
The Green Hornet. There it is. All right. Let's go back in the day.
Yeah, we just have 2 call-ins, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I want to do one shout out. It had as another. I wanted to do it with Pat. I don't know if you know Brooksy, Larry Brooks, New York Post, passed away.
Oh, did he
Hall
really?
of Fame hockey writer.
No, I know Larry well. I work with Larry.
Yeah, he passed away.
Ah, he was a great dude.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sucks. He was I love Larry. Great guy.
That's what everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, great dude. Character.
Yeah.
That's a shame. Shame. All right.
Which
Time
first?
now for the B and C line,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, we'll go there first. Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, we got 2. The first one we got here is from Uncle Frank. Uncle Frank.
Oh, man. Let me get my coffee offer for Uncle Frank.
Here we go, Uncle Frank. Where are you, Uncle Frank?
Yeah.
Here he is.
Hi, BG. Looking out the window.
Wait, I just put this in here.
Where am I at? Where am I at on the video? Yeah, Anthony.
What are we going to see first?
Here we
A
go.
wall or a floor?
I gotta tell you,
Floor.
gotta tell you, despite the Achilles heel at CB2, this Eagles defense is legit. particularly now with the pass rush and how he has bestowed the proper chess pieces upon
Achilles
Vic,
heel.
and these
He's got
dudes
the
get
Achilles.
after it. My God. Phillips, he's beast mode. And Jalen is back to his wrecking ball self. He swats more balls than Wembyana.
That's a good line.
The linebackers flying around making plays. My God. And of course, Guantanamo. I got to tell you, this guy, he envelops, he swarms. He could tell you, what flavor gum the receivers chew, and he doesn't even let the Holy Spirit get between them.
Oh, that's another great
sticks
line
to you.
by Uncle Frank.
Reminds me of my mother's
Achilles heel.
slip covers in the parlor on a hot summer day. I got to tell you, fun to watch. Now, if the offense gets consistent, then we're off.
Are his toes wiggling?
His toes are wiggly. He's got no socks on. He's got no socks on in that shoe.
That's the Achilles heel.
That's a bro move.
It's brilliant. The Achilles heel.
Is that like a scar down the side?
Yeah,
No, it's a string.
It's a string or a vein?
I
Is
thought
it
it was a
vein?
scar.
I can't tell.
I got one of those
If it's
I
scars.
think it's a string. I can see it coming from the pant.
He's like out there. It's like a bait for a Rex Ryan. He's got the feet. It's like a little.
No. But it was brilliant. The Achilles heel.
Oh, I
Of
get
the whole
it.
thing.
I get
The
it.
flexibility on Uncle Frank to get his foot up there.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. I like it. Here's a good line. A couple good lines. He doesn't let the Holy Spirit get in between them. That's good. Great line by Uncle Frank. I give him props.
This one's from Sammy.
Sammy!
I'm going to apologise. I'm bitching and complaining about the show as a whole because I love you guys and I've got FOMO, got real big FOMO. So I want to bitch and complain about airlines charging too much for me to fly over. And I want to bitch and complain about Andrew reminding me you guys are going to be at Reading Terminal on Thanksgiving Eve. And I had the best time last year. I mean, I'm listening right now. You got Pat on. I hang around with Pat, Bob, the other guests, meeting people like Eddie from the YouTube chat. It was just super cool and super fun, and I'm just absolutely gutted I'm not going to be there this year. Unless I hit a big parlay, so I need Brain or VG to give me some real good tips for me to win this weekend, so I can maybe try and sneak over without the wife knowing. And maybe bring little Iverson with me or little Joel. Go Birds, go Sixers, and if you are there, go and watch the show at Reading Terminal. I had the best time on Thanksgiving Eve.
Oh, man, thanks, bro. Listen, tonight, Brain and I will go through the card. I'll ask the Brain to come up with a special for you.
Yeah.
To try to win. How much do you think? The flight,
fly here and back.
Little Iverson. He's probably going to need total of like $4,000.
$4,000? He's got a point.
3,500.
The price of flying is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. But like, if you're going to cover all his expenses, him and his son to come over. You're probably coming from England. He's going to,
3,500.
He's probably going to need $3,500.
He's got to get an endorsement from the Pass Young Av guys over there.
He needs
He should be
35
their
pounds.
ambassador.
3,500 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah, pounds.
Yeah, we got to get the Brain on the caper.
Yeah.
We like it. All right, now let's go back in the day.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with True Mark. Oh, yeah.
What do we got?
We're going to go 3 years back. The good times. Joel Embiid drops 59 on the Utah Jazz.
Oh, man.
11 rebounds.
I missed that day.
8 assists.
I missed that, Joel.
7 blocks.
7 blocks. Swat.
Yeah. He erupts.
Oh, man. Damn.
3 short years ago.
Yeah. That year, he was incredible. He was insane. I love Uncle Frank critiquing us. Anthony, the best line I think you guys missed. How about Uncle Frank?
He's pointing it out.
It was Mitchell sticks to you like my mom's slipcover furniture in the parlor on a hot summer day. I've used that line 100 times. That's an old line sticking to the peeling off the plastic of the cover. The Holy Spirit line was way better.
Well, that's a little jumbled. He's got to tighten that up, that wording of that, so it hits harder. It hits better.
It's not even that good. But the Holy Spirit line was great.
Yeah.
I like that line. I thought that was an A-list line.
Now, a good line is Rich McIntyre, which said, Uncle Frank's, that shoe's got the foot in a camel clutch.
Now, that's a great line. Yes. By Rich. Strong line by Rich.
Yeah, nice and succinct, right to it.
Yes.
That's a stinky shoe without that
you're
sock.
right about Uncle Frank just needs an editor.
Yeah, he's got to tighten it up a little bit. He needs a workshop, but just a little bit.
Yeah. But, it's good. You should work with him.
No. I'll pass. Love him, but I don't want to be a creative room with Uncle Frank looking at his feet.
I can see the two of you
hang out.
The two gummied up.
We'll have
hang out with the wooden goose.
Ah, fabulous. It's going to do it for us today. Nice long one today. Hope you have fun. We did. We love you guys. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Football fan.
We all silly like the mayor.